I'm Doug Brown. Stephen Curry of the Warriors went through shoot-around today. Coach Steve Kerr says Curry is feeling good and will have no restrictions for tonight's NBA Finals Game 4 against the Celtics. ESPN's Brian Windhorst says the Warriors need Curry at his best tonight.
He is there far and away the most prolific offensive player in this series. He's averaging 31 points a game. And he's going to need to be light on his feet because only one free throw in Game 3, that's not going to get it done.
Brian Windhorst on This Just In. Coverage of Game 4 starts at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ABC TV. Chargers owner Dean Spanos is being accused by his sister of misogynistic behavior and breaches of fiduciary duty. Dee Spanos Berberian is in an ongoing legal battle with her brother over control of the team. Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF will each pay $18 million to leave the American Conference. The three schools will officially join the Big 12 on July 1st next year.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Friday afternoon is in the building, and Brent Martineau is not. Casey Kurtz in control for the next 3 hours with my guy, Brian Middleton. This is the Action Sports Jax Overtime Music. We don't play the open with Brent Martineau's name if Brent Martineau doesn't show up to work, and we're sick of him not showing up to work. But he's not here. Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton rocking with you. All kinds of other guests throughout the rest of the show. It's like it's Brent's dream. It's Brent and Friends without Brent. It's just the Friends. First guest, if you will, of the day. You may know him from 96.9 The Eagle. I hope it's 96.9.
It is 96. It's good if you didn't mess that up.
Hey, man, just trying to do my best to promote the other stations. Aaron from The Eagle. I'll leave it at that. Aaron from The Eagle. Appreciate you being here. Jets fan, right?
Jets fan.
That sucks.
Die hard, yeah. No, believe me, it sucks, yeah.
That's terrible.
There you go.
Terrible, it is.
Get Chuck in there early, Brian Middleton. What's worse, being... Brian, from the outside looking in, what's worse, a Jags fan or a Jets fan? Like, who suffered more?
It's fairly clear it's a Jets fan issue, right?
Yeah, because they've been around longer.
And, like, have reached the Super Bowl, won the thing, and, like, have been trying to claw back for, 830 years at this point?
Right around that, give or take.
Yeah, it feels like a while.
I mean, Jags fan, you've reached the AFC championships.
Once.
Multiple.
Yeah. Well, once of late.
But, you haven't tasted it. You haven't been there.
So what he's trying to convince you of, Jacksonville, is Jets fans have suffered more when we know what the suffering has been.
Be happy the team hasn't made it, yes.
I can tell you we are happy we got Trevor Lawrence. What do you got?
We've got Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is good.
Yeah, it's second place.
He's good.
Silver medal. Not the award you wanted when that draft came about, but Trevor Lawrence made his way to Jacksonville. Brian Middleton, what up? What's your main?
Nothing too much, man. I'm just here witnessing greatness. That's it.
You know what it is? You ready to work for 3 hours?
3? Man, I started prepping for this show, since yesterday, man. I've been working for 24 hours, Casey Kurtz.
I appreciate that.
You got to step it up.
I appreciate that. We got a lot to do. We got Aaron with us for about an hour. We're going to hear from Andre Cisco, Jacksonville Jaguars safety. He had a one-on-one with Brent Martineau. We'll play that for you in a little bit. You're going to hear from Max Meyer, Jumbo Shrimp top prospect, had on an incredible tear this season, is hurt right now, no pun intended with the tear part of that, but you will hear from Max Meyer as well. I think old friend Justin Kuzart's going to slide by.
Ooh.
You may know him as the person who was me before it was me.
They might also hear him on the weekends on the fishing show.
Maybe.
There's a little spot on that fishing show.
That's true. That is true. So we do have the fishing show. So we got a lot to do today. And when you look around the landscape of sports today, we got NBA Finals. We got NHL, which we're going to talk about a little bit as well. But when you go to the NFL, we don't have a lot going on. Not really much at all. We can sit here and talk about the most normal-looking guy that's in the NFL, Hunter Renfrow. Probably should be a banker, as Austin used to tell you. Getting an extension, so what does that mean for the Raiders? Talk about that. Aaron came with the heat today. I think we got odds for the number one pick next year.
Which team will get the number one pick and which players are currently projected?
Please, Lord. Not us.
It's possible.
Anybody but us. Also, kind of an update to a story me and Brent told you about a couple days ago, Jack Del Rio and his comments. have been met with a fine. We will tell you about that as we go along as well. But we will start in an interesting spot, and that's with Hunter Renfrow getting an extension. Hunter Renfrow had a great season, gets an extension from the Las Vegas Raiders. Aaron, you brought this up. It's interesting to me because I didn't really think about it this way. When you have a guy like Hunter Renfrow, a 2-year extension, a young receiver, not undervalued, but definitely not a guy you think of as a top receiver. They went out and got that guy in Devontae Adams. Josh Jacobs is still, in my opinion, a good running back. The defense is suspect. And then you have Derek Carr, who's definitely not getting any younger. They extend him as well this offseason. So you brought up an interesting point with the Raiders. Are they going for it now because they don't really have a choice?
So definitely I think when it comes to Derek Carr, right, because no one really believes in this guy. They kind of gave him a little bit of, obviously they gave him a big extension, but there are outs there for the team. They went out and got him a big-time receiver, former teammate from college, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the league. You're leaving out a big piece to the puzzle, though.
Am I?
How about tight end Darren Waller?
That's a good call.
All right, here's a guy who's basically like that tight end wide receiver ex-player. So they do have some young there, but you're right in the fact that, or at least I brought up the fact that, and I think I'm right, but you're right when you agree with me, that the window is not exactly infinite for that team. Like, without Carr getting older or younger, do you believe he's the Super Bowl level quarterback that every team is in search for now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it does come down to Derek Carr, right? Because you keep looking at this roster, at least on the defensive side. They also bring in Chandler Jones, which is something you kind of forget about. So they do have the pieces there, but yes, it all does come down to Derek Carr. I think with the Raiders, you kind of have to go for it when you have a guy like Derek Carr, to your point. But when you look at that division, I mean,
it's tight.
It's the toughest division in football. You got the Chiefs, you got the Chargers, and you got the Broncos. The Broncos, obviously, I think highly of. You don't.
Not as highly as the other teams in the AFC. I think the Raiders, sneakily, have put together one of the most powerful offenses in that conference.
Because of Devontae Adams? Like, he put that over. Well, obviously, but he put that over for you. Because that's really the main. Obviously, you bring Renfrow back. You bring Carr back.
Waller, Carr, improve the line with another year, consistency with the coaches. They've got a pretty stable backfield. I think they just drafted a kid, too. Like, that's a good offense that can score points. And now they just added basically the number one wide receiver in the league. I mean, you look at Renfrow in his rookie year, right? 71 targets, 49 receptions. You add Waller, who had a great rookie year and contributed, and he goes up in receptions, up in targets. Renfrow does. And then last year, real breakout. I mean, a tremendous. He definitely earned that extension. But at 2 years, you got to wonder what the commitment to him is, especially with the prices that wide receivers are going for these days. If they could have locked down Renfrow at some kind of discount relative to some of these other guys, I mean, it would have been totally beneficial to the team to lock him up for 4 or 5 years with like 2 years of outs for the team. But that's not how it went down.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Middleton, where you weigh in on this, man? What you going to tell me about the Raiders? Probably some disrespect.
Nah, I'm just over here. I'm amazed. Renfrow, I'm looking at his stats from the past season, and I'm just like, how did I miss that? I mean,
he had a fantastic year.
Yeah, it was Cooper Cup-ish in a little bit.
Like low-key.
Yeah. I was like, okay, man. So it's like great value Cooper Cup over here.
But don't do that.
Nah,
don't call him the great value Cooper Cup.
It is. Come on.
Well, Cooper Cup, consistent over every game. I think Renfrow was more spiky. It was like a boom or bust with Renfrow.
Great value.
Yeah,
thank you, Aaron.
Value.
So, yeah, man, I think that I do think this is a good move, Casey, if you think about what we were talking about earlier this week when I was talking about taking care of the players, the message that sends, the optics, that part of it, as far as the morale with the team and how that can help out in the process of winning, especially if you are on the right path. And that's why we want to try to do those type of things with players who perform here in Jacksonville. So I like the move right there, and I don't disagree. I mean, the Raiders are a good team. Last season, it's amazing that they did what they did, and they kept it together the way that they did. I think we could all agree on that. Derek Carr, do I think he can get you to a Super Bowl? Maybe, but I think a lot of stuff has to line up. You already mentioned his division, but the AFC just in general, you just like if you get out of your division, you still got Lamar Jackson, you still got Josh Allen.
It's tough AFC, man.
I mean, he may be good enough to get a team to a Super Bowl, but it just may not line up. It may just not line up because of so many good teams, so many awesome quarterbacks that are in the AFC this season.
It used to be, as a game manager, you could still get your team to the Super Bowl, but it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. Certainly not for the last 5 to 7 or 8 years.
No, not. I agree with that. Not anymore when you look at the guys that go to the Super Bowl. Because if you look at what the AFC had in the playoffs last year, that's a good point. I think, obviously, Mahomes, you're definitely not a game manager.
No.
Ryan Tannehill?
It's as close as you're going to get, and the Titans underperformed.
Well, I mean, it's as close as you're going to get as well as Mac Jones.
I'm sorry, Mac Jones is the game manager. He is the guy.
And now obviously when you look at, and I guess Big Ben was as well, but that's not going to be the case this year because you guys have like Herbert ready to take that next step. Matt Ryan, I'm not going to call Matt Ryan a game manager, but he might be now in Indianapolis when you could just hand off the football to Jonathan Taylor.
It's a really good team on the defense as well. Like, that's a good setup there for him.
Yeah. And then, Brian, to your point, Lamar Jackson.
Joe Burrow. I mean, he actually got to the Super Bowl.
Joey Burrow. And he's not a game manager. And not at all.
Whoever plays for Cleveland. I mean, Baker's kind of like game manager on steroids, but he's still a little bit risk-takier than game manager.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good part of it as well. Hey, I do want to work this in. This kind of popped up on Twitter. It has nothing to do with football, but it is surprising. Obviously, we're the home for FSU here, Northeast Florida on ESPN 690. Mike Martin Jr., I'm surprised to see it. The record was not great for Florida State this year, 34-25. Mike Martin Jr. has been let go by Florida State, obviously the son of the great Mike Martin. So Mike Martin Jr. is out in Florida State baseball, and they will have a head coach that is not named Mike Martin, somebody for the first time in I can't even tell you how many years, but it's been forever. So that's kind of surprising.
2 years.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I'm surprised to see it. We've had Mike on the show before, good dude, but Mike Martin Jr. out at Florida State, somewhat of breaking news. So I just wanted to work that in. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau, MIA. We don't know where he is, and frankly, we don't care.
It's missing.
He's missing in action. Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton, Aaron Schachter, otherwise known as Aaron from 96.9 The Eagle, rocking along today. I thought about it on your name. I was like,
you got to work, so you need like a big sign or something in front of you.
Yeah, I guess I do. I guess we go to this and kind of get it out of the way, but we definitely need to talk about it. Jack Del Rio fined $100,000 for his comments involving what happened at the U.S. Capitol. Obviously, me and Brent talked about the comments a little bit, and the overwhelming thing we talked about is why talk about it, right? Why talk about it in front of a microphone? We can't really figure out that part of it. $100K though.
Yeah, that's not a little bit.
Is a lot.
That's a lot of bit.
That's a number that I feel like we haven't seen from the NFL in
No, they mean
a
business.
while.
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Goodell and everyone in the front offices, the NFL, weren't looking at the NBA and what was going down with the China controversy with the Houston Rockets and going, we don't want any part of a political issue on anything anywhere. Even though both leagues have kind of put that foot into the social justice space, right?
Yeah.
But I do have two thoughts on the Del Rio thing. First of all, if you're talking about the Commanders, right?
Oh, right. Yep.
You're talking about a team that has been in trouble consistently more than any other NFL franchise forever. So let's not pretend like these guys are out here doing the yeoman's work, getting rid of what they feel are bad apples and making people apologize. PR move, Dan Snyder is on his way out the door. He's about to get kicked out of the league by the rest of the owners. And this does not help, especially with the team in the nation's capital. But to your point, man, $100,000, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot. I'm telling you, it's a number that I feel like we haven't seen. Brian Middleton, you see what Jack Del Rio said. You see what the NFL did to react to it. They do enough? They do too much?
Yeah, man. The NFL told Jack Del Rio,
tell him to bring me my money.
$100K, that is a lot of money. But then again, Jack has been making money since he was a player. I mean, they weren't making what the players make now. But
Jack's not hurting for sure.
Listen,
but he ain't happy.
Is $100,000.
He ain't happy about that. So I take a little bit of a different approach to get to the same destination I think that you guys are at. I am for everybody being able to say whatever they want. Whatever they want. As offensive as it may be. However, the consequences that come from you having that free speech, I'm for as well. So, like, if he felt like he wanted to make those comments in front of a microphone, or if he wanted to get on a IG Live, or he wanted to snap it out to people, or whatever, however
Nobody's
he wanted
snapping,
to do
bruh.
it. Yeah, okay. Well, no one's snapping.
You snapping.
Okay. But what I'm saying is this. I'm okay with the fact that he said what he said. I don't agree with it, but he has the right to say it. Go ahead and say it. But the NFL was like, hey, okay, I tell you what, you work for us, we're going to take that. We're going to take that money. You're not going to do that as long as you're employed or you're associated with this brand right here. I'm okay with both sides of the
NFL
situation.
who fined him. It was the Commanders. And then if you go on like any social media platform and read their statement, this long, drawn-out dribble, holy cow, like, stop embarrassing yourself. You're the embarrassment of the league when it comes to behavior, morality, decision-making, and you're going to lecture this guy on doing what he did as if you're some moral authority. Just say, hey, he's fined, he's sorry, and move it on. We don't need them to pretend like they're on some grand stage here trying to make good on something. Just embarrassing.
That's a good call. Yeah.
Go.
I mean, the Commanders, to your point, not the model organization.
No.
At all. On the field, off the field, especially off the field. But it's
If
just
John Gruden has his way, the way that this lawsuit's going,
People are going
Commanders
down.
ain't going to be the only one
My
that we're going to be
goodness.
saying this about
Yes.
in the next couple of seasons.
That's true, too, yes.
that's a good call. You kind of forget about the John Gruden thing. I
Not
did.
for long. It's coming back very quick. I mean, he
Yeah.
just had that ruling in his favor.
Yup.
Like,
Yeah.
all that stuff, whether it's legal or not, will make it to the media. You'll see it.
Absolutely. So just jumping in, Jack Del Rio fined for his comments, $100K. $100K.
Have you heard anybody say former Jacksonville Jaguars head coach
No.
Jack Del Rio yet?
No.
No? Okay.
Thank goodness.
We're leaving it on Washington for this one. Yeah.
I will attest, now's not the time to
boy.
pump up Jack Del Rio sound bites, but Brent Austin attests that the greatest moment of this show is when Jack Del Rio let the people know that he had no idea they were drafting Blaine Gabbert.
What a great story, too, though.
Yeah, so good. If you've missed that one, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. Jack Del Rio in line at the buffet on draft night at the stadium.
Hungry belly.
And it popped up on the TV that the Jags had traded up, and Jack Del Rio, the coach of the team, was in the buffet line.
Wow.
And they ended up with Blaine Gabbert.
How cold was that war room when he gets back there with his taco salad? Like, he's all stoked to eat this gray hot dog or whatever they had in the war room over there, and he comes back to, like, this mayhem where his job is basically melted in front of him.
I venture to believe the food didn't make it back because as soon as it popped up, he chucked
It
it.
hit the wall.
And,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure.
Fair enough.
I'm sure it was an interesting spot if only they had the war room camera on that one. If it was this
they did.
day and
That
age.
footage exists.
I hope so.
We just need to uncover it somewhere.
I really hope so. Hey, Brian Middleton, college football talk. You down for that?
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF will leave the American and join the Big 12. Once again, those teams are Cincy, Houston, and UCF. Your immediate reaction is what?
I mean, good on Cincinnati. I mean, UCF, I think would be a bigger story if this was 3 seasons ago.
Fair.
I mean, that's fine. They're still not really going to compete, I think, with the SEC overall. But I mean, that's fine. That's good additions. Those are good teams.
Does it
Enough.
They're good enough. No, they're good enough. I think they're definitely good enough.
Especially Cincy.
Cincy for sure. I mean, Houston is low key good.
Exactly.
Like they
Low-key
have
good.
been. Well, now we're going to
But
know
all-
if they're actually real good. It will sort of. Listen, here's the follow up. The fact that they're joining the Big 12 and one of those teams is in Florida and one's in Cincinnati, like, does that annoy you? Are we still at the point where it has to make sense in terms of where the teams are versus the conference they're in, or are you just like, I don't care anymore?
Yeah, I
Everybody
don't care.
flies
See,
private.
I was trained early on, man. They used to have this video game called NCAA football, right?
Better believe it.
Before NIL, before Ed O'Bannon's lawsuit, and it would come out each year, and there was a certain version of it. If you were playing like a My Career type mode, you're the head coach and you basically ran everything, right? That franchise type mode. If you were good over enough seasons and you were a small school, you could be in Alaska, and the SEC may be like, hey, we're going to kick out Vanderbilt. Do you want to come join us? So I've been trained from a long time ago, so I don't care. It doesn't make me no never mind, like my grandma say.
I like that. College football guy?
Yeah, sure, a little bit. You're growing up in the Northeast, so
Yeah.
like we always thought if you went to the school, you supported them. But I've been living down here for 20 years, so I certainly understand how it goes. I think it's a big deal for UCF, by the way. I mean, if anything, it's helping out with recruiting and notoriety. They're getting a bigger piece of the grand stage. And you're right about Houston, man. They've definitely come on as of late, as the last couple of years, specifically on the offense. And I don't know if it's a step up so much for them, but certainly, the Big 12 is a big deal conference, and they matter.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much as the SEC, but they matter.
No, the competition definitely goes up for these schools. I think it's a good point about UCF with recruiting because you also have a coach in Gus Malzahn who recruited the SEC and recruited the state of Alabama for a very long time. So he understands recruiting. I'm telling you, though, you both gave credit to Houston, like a little bit. Don't sleep on this. Like, Houston is becoming Cincinnati, for lack of a better term, in my opinion. Well,
whoa! Wait
they're
a minute.
Becoming Cincinnati.
Wait a minute. Now, see, Aaron, you got to watch Casey Lamont Kurtz. Let me tell you why. Because Casey, for like 8 months last year, was all on the Baylor Bears.
I love the Baylor Bears.
I got a drop with him saying the Baylor Bears, and you can hear him drop a pin. Where is it? It's right here. Hold on.
The Baylor Bears.
I mean, now all of a sudden he's moving down the street to Houston.
He's working those calf muscles. He's jumping from bandwagon to bandwagon.
There you go. I don't like that, Casey Kurtz.
No, listen, I still ride with the boys at Baylor, but listen to me. Houston is football rich, right? So when you're recruiting at Houston for a long time, you're recruiting to whatever, the American Conference. It doesn't carry the same weight.
Right.
Now you're recruiting to a big-time conference.
A television conference.
Yeah, that you don't have to play on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think this is a huge move for Houston, a school that's on the up and up. And like I said, I don't think they're going to be, like, undefeated like Cincinnati, and I don't think we get to that point, right? But I think this is a big deal. I think this is a big deal for Houston. I think now we're gonna find out about Houston. Like, are they going to take that next step as a program? Cincinnati has getting into the playoff. Will they run the conference? We will see. And I think UCF is still a player there once they figure out what they're doing at the quarterback position. We talk hockey on the other side. We hit our first break of the day. Come back and stick with us. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny skies today. Some midday and afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures beforehand reached the low to mid 90s, upper 80s at the coast. Drying out for nighttime plans. Partly cloudy. Overnight down to the low to mid 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
You can always get a bigger, better diamond for less at Beards Diamonds.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At American Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Ring the bell, wrestling fans. The 3rd annual River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jacksonville Fairgrounds Expo Center on June 11th and 12th. This weekend event will feature personal appearances, autograph signings, live wrestling matches, live interviews from some of the world's best wrestlers, exciting vendors, artists, and more. Guests include Bret the Hitman Hart, Booker T, the Hardy Boys, Kevin Nash, Diamond Dallas Page, and more. For tickets and information, head over to RiverCityWrestlingCon.com.
DIY alarm systems appear to be a solution for home security. They're cheap and simple to install, but there lays the problem. Cheap and simple. So simple to bypass that some news organizations recommend to not even put out their signs, and the cameras are just as bad. Don't be fooled by cheap and simple. Use the experts at SafeTouch Security. Every SafeTouch system has 5 layers of protection, starting with a SafeTouch sign. Crooks know to stay away from a SafeTouch house, followed by the has SafeTouch cameras that use analytic technology that identifies boundaries and humans. This alerts the bad guys that they're on camera and being identified. Then the homeowner is notified immediately with a direct camera feed. Then entry alerts that notify Central Station before the bad guys even enter. At SafeTouch, we call it the Always On feature, the exclusive SafeTouch two-way communicator that gives a verified response that goes to the emergency authorities, providing faster response times. Finally, the SafeTouch Central Monitoring provides local UL-approved monitoring, unlike other alarm companies that try to monitor customers remotely from an employee's home. Call now for your free demonstration of the newest 5-star system today. State license number EF000233.
This is Greg McGarity, President and CEO of Gator Bowl Sports. For the past 76 years, Northeast Florida has been host to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl and events. When televisions tune into Jacksonville for kickoff, we want to be sure we showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. From buying a ticket to the game, making a donation to send local deserving children to the game, or volunteering, I would ask that you consider supporting this great local tradition. To learn more, visit TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52, 36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Rolling along on a Friday afternoon, action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brett Martineau out today, but Casey Kurtz holding down the fort. We got Ryan Middleton on the ones and twos. We got Aaron from 96.9 The Eagle standing in. So you were on the radio this morning, right?
Yeah.
You do the morning?
But I got that Friday energy.
But, I mean, you know, it feels like we asked too much of you to just...
You do.
Because your shift started at, like, what time you go on the radio? Like 6?
Well, the shift starts at 6, and I go all the way to 10. And, you know, radio is very labor-intensive. A lot of hard work that goes into radio. I'm certainly not just watching YouTube and reading Reddit and stuff like that.
While you're in, like, commercial break and whatnot. Yeah.
Or, like, while I'm on the radio.
Oh, also. Okay. Well, listen to Aaron's show. It sounds high quality.
Not
folks.
hard work, but...
in the morning.
Love what I do. So, you know, time to play with some friends, right?
Yeah, there we go. And you love what you do. That's why we got you on here today. Jets fan, as we talked about a little bit. Also, yesterday, something that you're invested in this weekend. I'll get there. Just you got to let me get there first. Okay. Yesterday, me and Brent had Ron Simmons on, college football Hall of Famer for the Florida State Seminoles, as well as WWE Hall of Famer. He's in town tomorrow and Sunday, River City WrestleCon at the Fairgrounds. You can get your tickets still on the website. Meet Ron Simmons, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy will be in attendance, Bret Hart will be in attendance, but most importantly, Aaron Schachter will be in attendance.
I'll be in attendance. I'm going to be hanging out. I heard you might be headed down there a little bit.
Unconfirmed.
Casey, I think he's doing like an autograph session at one of the tables around 1 or 2 o'clock. But it's supposed to be a fun day, right?
Yeah, it's just something else to do this weekend. A lot of wrestling legends will be in attendance.
Yeah, like I'm not still watching WWE as a 42-year-old man, but I certainly loved it when I was in my 20s.
You have kids, right?
I do. I have 3 children.
Interested at all?
In wrestling?
Yeah.
That's not their speed.
I don't know.
Yeah, not their speed. My 2 daughters are into, one's into dance and one's into, like, reading, right? And my son is into every sport. He'll throw anything, whether it's a ball or not. He's throwing it somewhere.
Okay. Just at the window and such?
Literally, yes. Like, I had to give him the whole speech about what balls are right to throw in the house. If you got small kids, you know what I'm talking about because, like, growing up as a guy, you probably did this too. You find a wall or a door in your house, throw a ball against.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And, like, then there's the game, maybe you're laying on bed and you're trying to throw the ball to the ceiling without hitting the ceiling. but just almost hitting the ceiling. You ever do that one?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Great basketball drill, by the way.
So,
I still do that, yeah.
But this is the great thing about having a son or even a daughter if they're into playing catch or sports or stuff. Now you're still playing those games as an adult, but you're playing them with a little kid too. So like now I lay on the floor, my kid lays on his bed, and we do the ceiling thing back and forth to each other. That's literally parenting in a nutshell.
I like it. Also, listen, here's one thing we do on this show, right? Brent talks a lot about Ty and Kaylee. We love talking about them. So we talk about our lives on here, right? So you were telling me earlier that it's game time, and I said, oh, okay, I don't know what that means. And you are ready for your daughter's performance, correct?
It's her recital. It's her recital this weekend, man. It's her first year in dance class, and she's still so young that they do like the dance class at the daycare. But, my wife has, lived her whole life wanting to be this dance mom. So, some ladies, when it comes to the wedding, become bridezillas. She's, dance momzilla right now.
Okay.
She's, if game day is tomorrow or Sunday, whenever the recital is, I have to, look at the calendar.
Oh, boy.
But my wife is, bags are packed already.
Really?
She's already got everything laid out, ready to go. As soon as this alarm goes, she's taking the kid and leave hours before the recital. So, she is, and I'm just happy to watch, happy to be there, guy. But it's game day this weekend, recital time, so stoked.
Let me ask you one more thing before we talk some hockey. Who will get less sleep the night before the performance, your daughter or your wife?
Oh, my kid. First of all, my daughter is like a hellion. She doesn't sleep. She rages until she passes out somewhere on a couch or something like that. So naturally it would be her. But my wife is all kinds of amped up for sure.
Okay, well, I appreciate it. That's what's going on in Aaron's life all weekend. You can see him at the recital. You can see him at the River City WrestleCon. A lot of opportunities to see Aaron this weekend, but probably that'd be weird if you went to the recital. Do you ever have that happen, by the way?
What?
You'll
if
be
I performed in the recital?
No. You're at the recital and someone's like, "Hey, I listen to you in the mornings."
Not from time to time. It's not like anyone's famous in this room.
Okay, talk that talk, Aaron. From time to time.
I
like that flex right there, man.
Radio 15 years. I would hope someone would be like, "Do I know you from somewhere?" I'd be like, "Yeah."
Well, they can't see you. That's why we got the stream, and that's why we got.
All right, hey guys.
There you go. Nice little wave. We're going to talk about something now that's important to me. I know you're not a hockey fan. Brian Middleton's like a Florida Panthers fan because their tickets are cheap and they don't have any fans. But we've got a guy on right now that's going to talk about the one thing I love, and that's the Tampa Bay Lightning. Chris Krenn joining us right now, beat writer for the Tampa Bay Lightning, TampaBayLightning.com. Chris, appreciate a couple minutes, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. How are you guys doing?
We are good. Appreciate the time. I know you're busy, and this has been top of mind for me as soon as I knew you were coming on, man. You were there last night. Lightning get it done 3-1, go up 3-2 in the series in the Garden, which has been a hard place for anybody to win these playoffs. What was the energy like in the building when Palat gets that goal late in the game, and it's pretty much game, set, match for the Rangers fans?
Well, it was similar to kind of when Ross Colton scored against the Panthers, the other team you were just talking about, it when he had that last second goal in the second round there. It was shock. I think even I was shocked, kind of just waiting for, that game probably to go to overtime, similar to Game 3. And it's a great venue. I mean, when I was there for Game 1 and 2, that was my first time there, and it's a really great atmosphere. It definitely lived up to the hype. The building did, and the fans did as well. So great place. But yeah, when he scored that, it was almost just like a collective gasp kind of throughout the crowd. I think everyone was pretty shocked, and obviously a huge goal for the Lightning. They've done a really good job this postseason of playing a full 60 minutes and playing until, the final horn there. And they pulled out a few last-minute wins this postseason so far. So they're on a good run right now and doing a good job closing out games as well.
That's a great call, playing all 60 minutes, because they have done that, like you mentioned. Let me ask you this. I said yesterday on here, I thought that the Rangers would get that game at home, and then I thought the Lightning would run off 6 and 7. Are you surprised how it happened last night? Did you think going into the Garden in that situation it would be a tougher game than it was? Obviously, it's a hard-fought game, but I saw it playing out a little differently. Did you?
To be honest, I didn't, but I mean, I just had some optimism, I guess, working for the team. But the last two games in Tampa, I mean, they seemed to kind of figure it out. I mean, games 1 and 2, they were coming off that long 9 or 10 day layoff, and they just weren't really crisp. And in their practices, they were scrimmaging as they were kind of getting closer to the conference final. And The thing is they can't really replicate playoff hockey, especially a conference final and a practice against your own team. You can't have that intensity, and you're not going as hard. You're not trying to hit guys. You don't want to shoot high on the goalie. And so the first 2 games, they were a little sloppy, and then I think games 3 and 4, they kind of figured out what they needed to do and the way they needed to play. And since then, they've been really successful. I mean, it was a tight game, and you're right, the Rangers have been so good at home, so that definitely was a concern going in. I thought it would be a close game, which it was, but I think the Lightning have figured it out and figured out what they need to do against the Rangers, and that's stay out of the penalty box and don't turn the puck over. So they did a pretty good job with that last night. I think games 1 and 2 they had over 20 turnovers in both of those games, which was a first for them this postseason. But they haven't done that since then, and they've been pretty successful, especially at 5-on-5. They're not giving up much at even strength, and they're playing some good hockey right now.
Absolutely, they are indeed. Let me ask you about Andre Palat. Gets it done again last night. Already has a game-winning goal in this series. Dude's been doing it a long time. He's one of the guys, obviously, with Stamkos, but when you think about the Lightning, in my opinion, you think about Andre Palat. How massive has he been for maybe those that don't understand to the team? Obviously, he's scoring goals right now. That's not usually always his thing, but is he, in my estimation, one of at maybe 2-3 most important players on the team? Do I have that right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's a great way to put it. He's just, a 7th-round pick, a guy that was picked in the final round of the draft back in 2011, and he's been here his whole career, and he kind of goes under the radar a little bit, but he's one of those guys, he's a straw that stirs the drink, and he's always going 100%. He's going so hard every shift and does all the little things right. He's, with all the skilled players they have, you need those guys that kind of push the pace and are willing to go in and hit guys and forecheck, and he's been willing to do that his whole career. And on top of that, he's just been a very clutch player for them. He's up to 11 game-winning goals in the playoffs. It's the most in Lightning franchise history, and he's really not known as a goal scorer. So he never blinks. He always plays the exact same way. He said it last night after the game. He goes into every game the same way, and he tries to play the same way every night, regardless of the game and the circumstance. And he said, sometimes I feel like I play well and I don't get any points. Sometimes I feel like I didn't play well at all and I'll end up with a couple points. But he doesn't really try to measure his game with the numbers he's putting up, just more so how he's playing and if he's doing the little things right. And typically he is doing all those little things right. He's an unrestricted free agent after this year. He's 31 years old now. I'm not sure if another team will come and throw some money at him. I would think they probably would, just with his experience. And obviously, when you have rings, you're appealing as a player. So this could be his last ride with the Lightning. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but he's making the most of his opportunity right now, and I think there's a lot of guys on that team that, want to see him win another one. So he's a great player. He's a foundational player for them, and if this is his last year, it's been a hell of a ride, and they'll miss him when he's gone. That's for sure, if that's the case.
Absolutely. Chris Krenn with us right now, beat writer for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can follow him at Chris_Krenn. And you make a good point right there, Chris. I think as a fan, I was skeptical when Coleman leaves. Obviously, he got the bag. Not mad at him. Yanni Gourde obviously leaves. Obviously, the guy you'd like to keep, but somebody had to go to Seattle. So, in my opinion, they lost some of those guys that, forwards that play defensively, that check, that chase pucks into the zone. So I was worried about that come when the playoffs finally did come. And now, like you mentioned, guys like Palat have filled that void. Are you surprised that, I guess, guys are buying into that mindset after losing Coleman and those type of players?
I'm not surprised, but you're definitely right. That's the biggest thing is guys buying in. And I think they just have such a great coach in John Cooper. I mean, I really think he's going to go down as one of the best coaches in NHL history when he finally retires. I mean, he's still pretty young and he's already had so much success. And I just feel really privileged anytime I'm in the room listening to him talk. He's a former attorney, and he's just so well-spoken, such a smart guy, and he can read the room really well. He's a player's coach. The guys like playing for him, and everyone on the team has bought into what they need to do. And that's the thing that he's talked about a lot is there aren't any selfish players, and everyone knows their role. And if that role has to change and you're getting less ice time, it's, everyone's fine with that. There's no selfish players on the team, and losing that third line was a concern for sure. I mean, you have those most teams that go far in the playoffs have those top two lines, but it's once you get to that third and fourth line that it kind of makes the difference. And they brought in Nick Paul and they brought in Brandon Hagel at the trade deadline. And both of those guys have kind of stepped in and almost filled that void that was left with that third line with all three of those guys leaving. So great pickups at the trade deadline. Again, I mean, they haven't missed on those very often at all. They seem to consistently hit at the trade deadline every year. They just pick up little pieces that kind of push them over the top. And that was two great pickups. And right now they're just looking like a really solid team, lines 1 through 4. And, they've done all of it without Braden Point, who's definitely a top 3 player on their team and potentially maybe coming back later in this series or in the Stanley Cup final. So we'll see on him.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going next, Chris. Braden Point. Do you anticipate him playing in this series?
I'm not sure, to be honest, and I really don't have any inside information on that. But, we flew back to Tampa today, and we did some media, and Cooper was asked about it, and he said, we'll just wait and see until tomorrow. But he started off yesterday just saying right off the bat in the morning he's not playing tonight. But as he's continued to skate at morning skates, he's looked better and better and better. You can see he's progressing. My wonder is, would they sit him out and maybe hope they win the game because they're playing well right now? And if they need him for Game 7, if that happens, he'll play then. Or, maybe, hey, this is a chance to win one game and go to the Stanley Cup final, get out there and play. I'm not really sure, to be honest, what the exact injury is. So we'll see. I mean, with the way he's skating, I could see him playing in this series. But, your guess is as good as mine right now. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if he came out and played tomorrow.
It's crazy that they've done all of this without Braden Point for the most part. Obviously, he hasn't played in this entire series, so I think it's just incredible because for my money, obviously, if you're a Lightning fan, you know what Braden Point brings, but one of the most underrated players in the league by far. Chris, I'll get you out of here in a second, but I got 2 more quick ones for you. Do you anticipate having to fly back to New York?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't want to make a huge prediction, but I hope not. And not that I don't like going to New York. It's a great city, and like I said, the arena is just an awesome atmosphere. But like I said earlier, I think the Lightning have found this recipe of how to beat the Rangers, and if they can stick to it, I think they can do it again. They're great on home ice, and their goalie Vasilevsky is so good in elimination games. I think his last 7 elimination games, he's given up 1 goal total, which is just insane. I mean, being a goalie in the NHL just seems like such a hard job to me. It's like being a quarterback in the NFL. It's like all the eyes are on you, and there's so much pressure. And he's a rare athlete that when the lights are the brightest, he just shines, and he does so well. He plays so well under pressure. He plays his best in the most difficult situations. So I imagine he'll have a big game tomorrow night, and the Lightning typically have been pretty good at closing teams out in these situations. So we'll see, but if I had to guess, I would say they close it out tomorrow night.
I hope you're right. I really, really hope you're right, Chris. And this is the last one I got for you. My co-host, Brian Middleton, is not a hockey fan, right? We're trying here in Jacksonville. We got the Iceman, which the city loves, ECHL franchise. So I've been telling Brian Middleton, right? I told him. I said Vazzy is the best goalie on any planet, in any galaxy, in any universe. And I got made fun of. He laughed at me and pointed at me and was telling me there's no way that's possible. Do you agree that he's the best goalie in any other human race there could possibly be? I just want to prove a point here, Chris.
Yeah, I do. I mean, fun fact for you, by the way, before I worked for the Lightning, I'm actually from Tampa, but before I worked for them, I was working with the Bruins, and the Icemen were their ECHL affiliate. So I know a couple guys that played on that team too. But I think he really is the best goalie in the world. I mean, he's going against a really, really good goalie in Igor Shesterkin, who, for my money, is probably the second best goalie in the league. And they're both Russians for whatever reason, but Vasilevsky is on a different level. If there's a team you want to watch to start getting into hockey, it's probably the Lightning, and especially at this time of year. This is the best time of year if you want to introduce people to the game of hockey and people that maybe don't watch it as much. There's nothing better than the Stanley Cup playoffs, especially the conference final and obviously the Stanley Cup final. But, yeah, if you could get him to watch a few games, Vasilevsky is usually good for 1 or 2 just ridiculous saves a game. So the Lightning are in good hands with him. He's still really young, and, if you have that good goalie, man, it'll take you a long way. And they have some great forwards and defensemen as well. So despite all the little pieces that kind of leave due to the salary cap, they still have a really good core, and they're set up for a few years to come, even after this one, with their core group. So it's been a good run. They're going for 3 in a row. And, even if they get it, if they don't get it, they're they'll be a contender again next year. So it's a good time to be a Lightning fan. If you're in Florida, you want to watch some hockey, they're a really fun team to watch.
Brian, I told you he's the best in the world. Why you always be arguing with me over this? Trying to be a Panthers fan just because they have cheap tickets. Unbelievable, this guy.
They have a good Russian goalie too, though.
That is fair. I'm gonna make him a Lightning fan. I can promise you that. Chris, really appreciate the time, man. Thanks again. I hope you're right, and I hope you don't have to go back to New York. I hope we do this again sometime.
Yeah, same. Thanks, guys. It was nice talking to you.
Appreciate you, man. Chris Krenn right there, the beat writer for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Get at him, by the way, on Twitter at Chris_Krenn. He's covering the team. He's in the pressers. He's at the games. He does a great job. So you can get at him that way if you want to keep up with the Lightning as they go to finish off the series tomorrow night. You watching or what? You hockey?
I mean, it's the final, so you have to, but it's hard to be passionate about hockey when you
it's not.
When you don't love the sport.
It's hard. You just heard Chris say it, like you could become a fan. Like you said, you kind of like the Islanders, Mets, Jets, Nets, Islanders. That doesn't really ring,
Only because it felt like it fit in that place of sports depression that I occupy with the Jets, Mets, and Nets. But,
Well, watch the game. Watch Game 6,
okay.
And you'll see how good Vazzy is. And Brian Middleton, I told you, man, there's not any planet or universe there's a better goalie.
It's amazing how comfortable you are with lying. That's just what I'll say on the airwaves. It's amazing.
That's not true.
It's, you ever seen Criminal Minds?
Love Criminal Minds.
Right now.
Yeah.
At work.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm watching it right now.
All right, I know I'm way over, but I enjoyed the conversation with Chris. Appreciate him coming on. We hit this break. We got more to do. Stick with us. Action Sports Jax, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max. Followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to find savings. But you may have more cash than you realize in your home's equity. Unlock it today with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars from your home. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could get all that cash in as little as 3 weeks. Put your hard-earned money to work. Pay down high-interest debt and combine your balances into one simple, low monthly payment. Now is your perfect opportunity to take control of your financial future. So what are you waiting for? When you want to consolidate debt and simplify your finances, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf cart in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf cart. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching. But a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
I was at one of the kids' tournaments recently, and a coach was talking about recovery and the importance of it for athletes and really for all of us. So I told him about iCryo, cryotherapy, red light therapy, sauna, compression, and more in St. Johns County. They have a student-athlete package and new specials for Dad for Father's Day. iCryo in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durbin Park. Recover from your daily lifestyle or recover from an athletic event. Stop in, inquire about IV infusions and body sculpting treatment. Elevate your lifestyle at iCryo in St. Johns County.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too.
The Dream 18 card has had a record response in 2022. Golf courses are packed. More value than any discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. The most inexpensive discount golf card in town with the Dream 18 card. And now you can save more. Just in time for Father's Day. Get Dad an easy gift. Now just $55 while supplies last at ActionSportsJaxDream18.com. That's ActionSportsJaxDream18.com for a $55 Dream 18 discount golf card. Discounted golf at 9 area courses and a few local businesses, too. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, The Yards, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club. Plus, you receive a free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Get Dad an easy gift. Get Dad to the golf course. $55 in time for Father's Day. ActionSportsJaxDream18.com.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of American Window Products. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle squeals or grinds when you slow down or just isn't stopping like it used to, you may need new brake rotors and pads. Now through June 28th at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 15% off a set of Brake Best Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors. Restore safe braking and save money now at O'Reilly Auto Parts or order online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good, really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless, now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Craig Mack? Yeah. Come on. Flavor in your ear? Nothing?
Nope.
Oh, Brian, what do you got going on here with Casey?
Casey Kurtz, man, he'll surprise you in a good way, and then he'll surprise you in a bad way.
I'm full of surprises.
And so,
dude, the remix, Busta Rhymes was all over it.
I'll play it for him.
Biggie, come on, you got to get him in on it.
I have no idea what's going on.
Flavors in your ear. Come on.
Yo.
Busta Rhymes.
Oh, man, let me tell you how amazing the past 7 seconds just went for me. I did not expect Aaron Schachter
Let's bring it.
to actually do a great Busta Rhymes impersonation. That's amazing, man.
Hey. Just like that. Come on, Casey, do it.
Casey, he is not that far off.
Really?
That's literally how it sounds.
Huh.
I'll
What,
play
is it
for you.
Keith Murray was on this, I think? No, LL was on this.
Don't be mad, man.
Morticious. Come on.
UPS is hiring.
Let's go.
Wow.
What a great song,
What is
Brian.
going
Way
on?
to go. Gold star, buddy.
What is happening? Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. I have no idea what's happening. Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton on the ones and twos, spinning the music for us.
Got a dose of the 90s going, yeah.
See, I always forget this, by the way. Aaron Schachter, otherwise heard on 96.9 The Eagle, with us as well for just a little bit.
You say his last name like that. Why'd you say it like that?
Because I'm
with purpose.
I'm just trying to.
Felt like you had a little something against him.
I'm trying to hammer home the point that he's here, right?
I'm glad. Just,
All right, Casey.
calm your tone. That's all I'm saying.
But here's what I always forget about, like Brian Middleton and now Aaron. Now that you're here, you guys are old.
Yeah, well, Casey.
Oh, Brian's not that old.
Oh, Brian's old.
It's an easy. This is an easy get for Casey. Casey, you got to get a new one, man. Like, I roast you in so many different ways, man. You got to,
Yeah.
I get it. You're 19.
I do need to do
You
better.
have a meteoric rise to power and fame here in Cox Media. Like, and I salute it. I applaud it.
Yeah.
But, you got to, get better. Get better with that, okay?
I think that's good advice.
Get better,
Get
Casey
better,
Kurtz.
Casey.
It was a great interview you just did.
Thank you.
And
But
then
get better.
Yeah. Get better with your roast. All right.
Yeah, appreciate it. This is the Pile On segment.
Let's call up Casey's new bride, get some feedback from her as well, Brian. Can you get her going?
I'll get a man
Maybe
online.
she agrees. Maybe
Line
she
6.
wants you to get better.
She probably does.
Oh.
What? Sports, okay?
Yeah, sports.
You were telling me, Aaron, about something in the break that's fascinating. We got owners, children fighting over teams.
A bit of breaking news here, right? Over in Baltimore, you got the Orioles, right? And you have Peter Angelos, very famous owner for a very long time. But back in, I think it was 2017, his health took a real sharp turn for the worse, to the point where he couldn't run the team anymore. So they put the team into a trust that was run by one of his sons and his wife. And then suddenly another son, he's a full-fledged son, he's not like some distant relative pretending to be a son, decides when dad's health takes a turn for the worse to get involved in the day-to-day. And so Louis is the son that was being pushed out by the new son on the scene, John. And Louis says John is convincing mom, Georgia, that John should be in charge of everything. Louis filed a suit because he believes John is trying to seize power of the franchise. Now, the reason it's fascinating to me is this, and I know it's kind of hack to be against billionaires and to want to see the rich eat themselves or people eat the rich, but come on. When you have billionaire families squabbling over their millions, it's kind of fun to see it degrade down to something really nasty.
You know what's funny about the whole thing? Who actually wants to own the Baltimore Orioles?
Anybody. I mean, these things are printing cash, these teams.
Say, I do.
You look at the Denver Broncos, they just sold for $4.5 billion.
Yeah, but the Denver Broncos also have a functioning chance of winning.
But, I mean, all NFL teams are valued pretty high, but like any sports team in the big three at least, basketball, baseball, football, you're going to make some significant profit, or at least have the opportunity to make a profit. There are small market teams, maybe their margins are smaller. Like the Twins aren't going to make the profit margin that like the Mets or Yankees might make in New York, but you're still talking about 9 figures annually. That's a significant amount of money right
I want to own a team where there's no salary cap. I want to own a
That's
team in that
baseball,
league.
yeah.
Well,
I'm going to go there.
Now, you say that, right? By the way, the 4 o'clock hour right here, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. You say that.
Yeah, I just did.
But in a sport with no salary cap, you got to pay more for your players.
That's fair, right?
Right.
But for some reason, I feel like there's just more money overall everywhere.
That would be a fascinating case study, especially with the Orioles, because the Orioles payroll is horrible. The Orioles are not trying to
never spend.
They're not trying to win. The Orioles are not trying to win.
They're like Marlins level. Player gets good, got to get rid of him immediately.
Yeah. And in return for that, they have a beautiful stadium. It's one of the best in baseball for my money, but people aren't going. And baseball, I remember this from my time at UNF right over there in sports management. Baseball is the number one sport that needs gate fees. They're like the sport that makes the most money from people coming to the game because there's so many games.
Well, that's the point, right? They make the most from the games because there's 162 at minimum every year. But is that the most percentage of the revenue they're making? I'm wondering because TV deals over the last decade for all the sports have gotten astronomical.
No.
I mean, the NFL is about to print money with the deal they're trying to cut with Apple and Amazon to do the new Sunday, the new Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Orioles going, a lot of teams do this where they refuse to build a respectable roster. And then when it accidentally gets respectable, when you land the first pick in the draft every year for 6 years in a row, and then you build like a great team, you got to shop it out for other picks because you can't afford to keep these guys. So they're making money somehow or else they get out.
Sure.
They'd leave. And certainly they're fighting over who gets it. So I got to imagine. I'm looking at the Broncos going, I know in my heart, I got to find it. I remember seeing a Forbes list not that long ago, and it said something like only 2 or 3 teams, this is like mid-pandemic, only 2 or 3 teams crossed that like $3 billion threshold. I got to believe it's 3/4 of the league now. I mean, this is the biggest thing going in sports.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a crazy thing. Brian, do you remember the other day you had that stat about Elway? Do you still have that?
Remembered a little bit. Yeah, where in '98, Aaron, the owner came to John Elway and said, "Hey, I'll give you 10% of the team for $15 million, and then I'll give you an additional 10% if you forego the deferred $21 million that you're owed."
And he turned it down?
And he turned it down.
Of course he did.
He actually invested, turns out, into some type of Ponzi scheme where he ended up losing most of that money.
Yeah, so did the Mets ownership, by the way.
Yeah.
The Mets lost money on that one, too. But those are the deals now that players are open to taking.
Yeah.
You see a lot of them, young and old, looking at ownership like, I want a stake.
It's smart.
Of course. I mean, it's generational wealth. It's almost recession-proof. I mean, it's great. And so, I look at ownership now across almost all leagues. And the days of, Wayne and Dolores Weaver are so long gone.
Sure.
I mean, these were, good, decent people who love their community. And, find me an ownership now who's benevolent. Doesn't exist.
Sean Khan's like, dang, Aaron.
I will say this.
Khan family, all right, I guess.
I will say this. Here's a guy who's doing it right? He's got a son who he wants to take over the team. But rather than force him on an entire franchise in a city, he's teaching this guy, or at least allowing him to learn how to run these things. So here's Tony running very successfully AEW.
And Fulham.
Yeah.
I mean, really doing a knockout job, getting an education that you can't get at school. He's not going to Yale under sports business management and learning this. This is on-the-job training. Shad's doing it right. But, find me 5 different ownership groups that are benevolent like that. I don't know that you can. I like what's his name over in Indianapolis? Was it
Jim Irsay?
Yeah, I like him. I think he believes in his folks. But man, I'm looking at my teams in New York. The Johnsons, forget it. Those guys, come on. It's like every other ownership group. They're just there for the margin, and whatever happens, happens.
I mean,
can't get with it.
The Texans ownership, they're benevolent. They were renting out rooms apparently. So
helping players
benevolence.
no matter what. Sure. Same thing goes down in Minnesota, I guess, right?
Oh.
And we know it goes down in Washington.
Oh.
That's Del Rio.
He's shooting at everybody. Shooting.
I know. Everybody.
It is an equal
Freestyle
opportunity
Friday.
employer. You can get these hands from Aaron. Just anybody can get it. All right, Brian Middleton, we got to keep this show moving along here on a Friday. Start, bench, or move. Tell Aaron the rules, please.
Okay. So, Aaron, I am going to give you 3 options. Okay. Actually, I'm going to give you a topic. And you can choose whether or not to take that topic or to not do that, right? You get one pass, right?
I get one pass.
Right? And if you choose to take the topic, then you get 3 options. And all you have to do is start the one that you like the most, bench the one that you're just like, I'm kind of indifferent about, and then remove from the face of the earth the one that you just like, this is trash, this is garbage. Like, why? One of these is not like the other.
Got it.
Okay? Easy game.
Sure.
Casey makes a big deal about it.
It really did make a big
The
deal.
first time we did this, first topic was ESPN 690 personalities.
I love it. That's fantastic. Because let me tell you something, I don't care about any of your feelings.
Wow.
We'll go right in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, grand opening, grand closing for the 3 of us
sale.
after this.
Let's
I can see it
go.
right here. Let's start off with the easy one, though, Aaron.
All
I'll
right.
start with you. NBA Finals MVP candidates.
Pass. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay.
All right. So are you giving me candidates or am I telling you which
I'm
3
giving
we're
you the 3, so you're
Okay.
taking it, right?
Hit me. Yeah, let's
okay.
go.
Steph Curry, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. And remember, you're choosing to start which one of these is the front runner.
I get it.
And then you're removing the one that you said the NBA really doesn't need ever again.
But this is who I think will win or who I think should win.
Yeah, however you want to, pair that
Fine.
part. Okay?
Here we go. Because first and foremost, we're starting Tatum. Hands down, kid has been so key, not just in the finals, obviously in the rest of the playoffs, but finals. Pick and choose a quarter. He'll put this team on his shoulders and carry them through the game up until he tags his partner in, who I'm going to go ahead and bench, Jaylen Brown. Then we're going to Steph, unfortunately. Steph's got to bring his playbook because first of all, I don't think the Warriors are winning the series. So you can't give the guy the MVP unless he's playing lights out, lights out. Second of all, he just hurt his ankle again. Same team, by the way. Don't think that's a coincidence.
Probably
but
not.
In any case, granted, maybe he won't be able to slash as much, but I really do think it'll affect his step back shot. I have a feeling we're going to see the lights dim a little bit on Steph as we end the finals here in how many games?
Probably 2 more.
Yeah, I think the same.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I got this right. We got you on record. You think that Jason Tatum is
Yes.
probably in the lead for the MVP?
Yes.
And you think the NBA would be better off without Stephen Curry in the league?
See, this is how he gets you.
I understand he's trying to do
I
the
ain't trying.
politician
That's what
thing.
you
He's
said.
I gotcha.
It's not a gotcha.
That's not how we're working it here today.
That's exactly the question.
That's the whole game.
the way that this works right here. So no Steph Curry. That's cool.
The question was
No, yeah.
NBA Finals MVP.
And I told you specifically the contents of what that question means. Which of these choices
I get it.
are the front runner of the award?
But then you can't
and
turn around
which
and
are
go, the NBA would be better off. Cut it. No,
this is my
stop
game.
it. Stop
This is my
it.
game.
Making up the rules as
These
you
are my
go.
rules. I told you from the beginning.
Next topic.
Yeah, next
There you go.
topic. I got you, man. So am I going between the 2 of you, or Aaron? Are you taking all these
I
head
don't
on?
know.
Give me one.
Okay. All right.
I'm not
Casey.
just sitting here.
Be careful what you ask for, Casey.
Let's
Pass
add.
catching paydays.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where you choose which of these 3 receivers who received a nice contract with a new team that it deserves it, and the last one who you remove shouldn't be in the league. It's much like the last one right here, okay? So the 3 choices: Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Christian Kirk.
You are such a loser. You are such a bum.
I'm a Jags fan, by the way.
You really do back people in the corners.
I'm
You
a
are
Jags
such a
fan,
bum.
by the way.
Brian
I'm a
is
Panthers
not
fan,
just
but I'm a
running the
Jags
show.
fan.
Brian is driving a bus through this studio right now.
That's brutal. Start Devontae Adams. He's the best receiver in the league.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's go.
You know, I think I'm gonna have to go.
No way.
I'm gonna bench Christian Kirk because I think Christian Kirk is gonna be a key part of this team.
Makes sense.
And frankly, folks, I just want to believe. So I'll get rid of Tyreek Hill.
the cap.
Listen,
You know what? That's not so far off.
not really.
Tyreek Hill is going to take a step backwards.
Yeah, no, let's be honest. Do we have any idea if Tyreek Hill is going to be good?
Listen.
What do we think about Tua?
Listen, guys.
We don't know.
Listen, guys. This is y'all duo right here, right now. I was witnessing greatness, and then we hit the 4 o'clock hour, and I don't know. They went Golden State in the fourth quarter on me all of a sudden. They okay. So I just want to make sure Tyreek Hill doesn't belong in the league. All right.
And I'm just telling you.
No, it's all good. We got you.
Let me get this in. Let me get this in.
No Steph Curry, no Tyreek Hill. We got you locked in, guys.
Tyreek Hill was not even a 600-yard receiver before Patrick Mahomes showed up.
That's a good stat.
All right. I want to make sure I got this right. Patrick Mahomes, he's winning championships without Tyreek Hill?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
No. He's won the Super Bowl without Tyreek Hill.
So far.
No, he
He's
hasn't.
got the team to do
Give
it.
me the old 600. I don't want to hear all that right there. It's all good.
Okay.
Let's go. Building blocks of life, Aaron.
All right.
Building blocks of life.
I'm listening.
Okay. Air, water, or atoms.
Okay. So you got to start atoms because you're not having air or water without atoms.
Solid.
So
Like
we're going
that.
atoms.
I
Let's
like
see.
that.
Who are we going? Air or water? Well, look. You gotta cut water because without air you're dying in minutes, but without water you can stretch it out a little bit, Brian. That being said, if I had the choice, I would much rather live in the ocean than above the water. You don't get sunburns in the ocean, right? Weather stays fairly consistent based on where you're living. You're not going through seasons so much in the water. It's not like wild temperature swings or anything like that. Hurricane season, you got no idea.
Okay.
You're just happy swimming as a fish. Sure, you got to watch out for a great white here or there. Killer whale on the way. Everybody duck and cover or something like that.
Interesting.
But,
So
yeah,
no
I think
water.
I'm down with that.
No water. You guys are, I like the fact that you guys stand on your square. You really don't care about what anybody thinks about you. We're cutting this whole thing and putting it on.
When does Brian get to field one of these?
Never. That's the fun part.
Here's the part. I've been asked to come up with different segments. And so when I come up with the segments, I go ahead and produce it all the way. So I'm like, Casey, if you want to ask me these type of questions, produce the segment. And I'm more than
fair
willing.
request.
Yeah,
I'm more than
I'm
willing.
not doing it. It's fine.
There we go.
I'll just get buried. What do we
Casey
got?
Kurtz, heavy hitters.
Sure.
All right. Which guy's the truth and which guy you would never put on your baseball team?
Okay.
Cardinals first baseman Paul Goldschmidt, batting 338, 47 RBIs, OPS of 1.016.
Hall of Famer.
45 game on base streak.
There you go. Mets first baseman Pete Alonso.
There it is.
Polar Bear Pete.
Yeah, there you
Bring
go.
it. Come
16 homers, 48 RBIs.
Why even give the third? Just Polar Bear
Yankees
Pete.
first baseman. You all know. 22 homers. This is tops in the league. I'm sorry, my phone shut down on me. 45 RBIs and a 1.054
Wait,
OPS.
who is this? Judge?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Aaron
Okay.
Judge. My phone shut down on me, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't win them all. I'm gonna start Judge because I think he's one of the 3 best players in the sport. He's not one, but I think he's in the top 3. Love Polar Bear Pete, but I'm going to bench Paul Goldschmidt here. I think Paul Goldschmidt's extremely underrated. He's on base 45 games in a row, which means I unfortunately have to eliminate Polar Bear Pete.
I mean, the biggest mistake maybe you've made in a long time, but that's okay. Polar Bear Pete will prove you wrong.
I like Pete. He's a Florida Gator, but it's just I call it those two players are better.
In your opinion,
No,
which is mostly wrong.
In
but
the
that's okay.
overall opinion of baseball
But Paul
fans.
Goldschmidt is a good player, but he's also 75 years old.
Jeez, okay.
He is not as old as you would think, but that is a fair point.
That dude broke his bat the other week. He went back to the dugout and grabbed his cane, came back to the batter's box taking swings. You're like, Pete, get Pete in here.
He's 34.
That's old for sports.
Yeah, it is. Can you imagine snapping your bat even though you're on base 45 straight games?
Man,
Yeah,
all
that's,
right.
that's a successful guy.
All right, guys. Got my phone all the way back up. Now, best sport team of all time, Aaron?
Before we move on, just so you know, Chase is checking in on Facebook. He says Goldie, and he says Judge, and he says hands down. No mention of Polar Bear Pete.
Yeah.
Who was
Alonzo,
that?
you
No
out of here.
respect.
Who was that?
No respect. That's Chase on Facebook.
Chase. Oh, hey, Chase. That's my friend.
Aaron, are you taking the best sport team of all time?
Oh, but you're going to ask some dummy way, right? So
No, I'm not,
I'd just
man.
be better to pass for the rest of the game.
I mean, you pass
only
it to
get one
Casey.
pass.
Yeah,
I don't
you only
want
pass
to
it to
pass.
Casey.
I'm not afraid of you, Brian.
Okay.
Go ahead, bring it.
96 Bulls, 72
Okay.
and 10. Of course, they won the championship.
Sure.
98 Yankees, 114 and 48. Won the championship. Yeah. Apparently, they were really good.
Yuck.
And
They were very good.
Oklahoma softball women's team, 59-3, back-to-back champs.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Well,
that might be the best team that's ever played sport.
Well, literally, I got to start the Oklahoma softball.
Yeah,
we were just having this conversation the other day.
Very solid move.
Dominant juggernaut.
It's incredible.
There it is, right?
Very smart move. Yeah. I like that.
Void of that, obviously the Bulls would have started, but they're going to ride the pine because the Yankees can go ahead and get cut every time. Every single time. Don't bring none of that Yankee heat this way. Grossness.
Ariano, Derek, and the boys.
Nasty.
Who did you remove? Gross. I just want to make sure I heard this right. Who did you remove?
The Yankees.
Dude. The Bronx Bombers. Forget it. No way.
Okay.
Why are you mad about that? He hates Michael Jordan. I'm surprised you're mad at this.
Because anytime you win 114 out of 162, okay, and then you top it off with a championship. I think it's hard to poo-poo yourself.
Anytime your entire team is juicing, you're going to win 120 out of 162.
Everybody was juicing. Don't do that. Everybody was juicing.
Hey, the Yankees were especially juiced.
Hey, the 0-1 Mariners won 116 games and didn't win a playoff game.
That was Ichiro, wasn't it?
Ichiro rookie year.
Killing it.
Yep.
King Felix, I think, was on that team.
What do we got?
Casey Kurtz back in time.
Sure.
All right. This is which invention is the most important to you and which one you don't want ever made, so it sets us back to that time period, okay?
Yeah.
The refrigerator, made in 1913. Car air conditioning, 1935. Or the telephone in 1876.
Man.
What you doing,
Don't
Casey?
lie, Casey.
Start.
That car AC's.
I'm starting car AC. We live in Florida.
You lie, man.
How?
You lie. You could survive. You could survive without a fridge.
I'm fat.
Ain't happening.
Sorry.
Ain't happening. You need to maintain yourself.
Yeah, you talked me into it. Yeah, bench the fridge.
Car AC on the no AC on the highway, windows down. You're okay.
Get rid of the phone. We'd be better without him.
I was about to say, man, it was 105 inside my car driving here. I don't know about that one.
We would be a better people if we could talk to each other face to face.
Look at you, man.
We've distanced ourselves from each other. We need to come back together, folks. Get rid of the phones.
Wow. I think I might agree with you on that one, Casey.
Yeah,
Kurtz.
you do.
Finally. 8 weeks into this game. Okay, Aaron, in case you can chime in too, this is the final one, though. Jags future.
Okay.
All right. Which of these three means the most to you?
Yeah.
And which of these three you could care less about?
Let's go.
As a matter of fact, you do not want it to happen. Okay?
Yes.
First choice, the team finishes 9-8. Second, Trevor gets to a Pro Bowl. Third, Josh Allen finishes in the top 5 voting for league MVP.
Okay. Well, look, if Josh Allen is finishing in the top 5 for league MVP, that's like a historic season for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And if Josh Allen is leading that defense to a historic season, it means that defense was looking way improved.
Yeah.
Like way improved.
100%.
6-11.
And if the defense is keeping the other team's offense off the field, giving Trevor more time, Jags, to establish the run, the dominant backfield, I'm telling you, you're going to start with Josh Allen getting that top 5 MVP vote. For the benching, I'll go with Trevor because that's just as important. I'm telling you 9-8 is a fantasy.
Individual awards are more important there.
9-8 is a fantasy, Brian Middleton.
I didn't see it in you, Aaron.
It's not even a thing. You want to see improvement from Trevor? I get it. You can get that. That's attainable. It's right there in front of you. Right?
Okay.
Josh Allen, top 5, maybe not realistic, but man, if that happens, the Jags are going into the playoffs. Much less deeper than that, maybe.
I don't know about you, man, but when I got hired on here at actually WOKV, for overnight board op, the man that hired me said it's about the team. You leave the individual part.
Sounds like something you would say.
Out of here, okay?
Sounds
it's
like
about
a smart
the
guy.
team.
Sounds like a smart guy.
And to hear you say individual awards over a team potentially being over 500 for the first time since 2017, that's amazing.
You
Aaron.
know what?
You know what, Brian? I like you, but I'm a bit disgusted right now and disappointed too.
Your
man.
shame has, I think, convinced me. Because if I'm gonna buy the top 5 MVP Josh Allen as a thing, then I got to treat the 9-8 like it could be a thing. And honestly, if Jags go 9-8, they're gonna throw Doug Peterson a parade. This guy is gonna get a statue right next to the Weavers.
Get a statue for 9 and 8?
For 9 and 8 from what they came from?
Yeah, probably get a statue.
Oh, my God, yes.
Get a statue. Okay, man. Jeez. I didn't say all that, but all right.
From what they came from, the expectations, you see this team going 9 and 8 this year?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Come on, man.
So then what are you removing since you've been convinced?
You got to remove Trevor.
Boo.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. Start Trevor, bench Josh Allen. 9 and 8's fine, whatever. If Josh Allen's in the MVP candidate, they're going to win 7 games somehow. And if Trevor's a Pro Bowler, they're definitely winning 7 games. It's called progress. Just a little bit of it. And Trevor's more important to me than
obviously
anybody.
To the team's long-term health.
Yeah.
I
love Josh, though.
But if Trevor's going to the Pro Bowl, it's not because he had a masterful season. It's because he's thrown 50 times a game. And if he's throwing 50 times a game, it hasn't been a good year for the Jaguars.
Yeah, we found that out last year because week 1 he threw it 55 times, I believe it was, against Houston. Yeah, it was horrible. It was really bad.
Less of that.
It was actually the worst. Anyway, start, bench, or move on a Friday. Usually do it on OT. We're doing it today. Aaron, thanks for sliding by, my friend.
Come on, Brian, get with it.
That's how you want to leave? Doing whatever that is?
This is like how the kids dance. This is how come on.
Wow, I just looked over at the stream.
If you don't turn this music up and go to break, I tell you what. Aaron, thanks for joining us. We roll on, me and Brian. We're back after the break. Stick with us. Action Sports Jax, ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny skies today. Some midday and afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures beforehand reached the low to mid 90s, upper 80s at the coast. Drying out for nighttime plans. Partly cloudy. Overnight down to the low to mid 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beadenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards has higher quality diamonds for less money than any other store.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anna Jar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville. In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Ring the bell, wrestling fans. The 3rd annual River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jacksonville Fairgrounds Expo Center on June 11th and 12th. This weekend event will feature personal appearances, autograph signings, live wrestling matches, live interviews from some of the world's best wrestlers, exciting vendors, artists, and more. Guests include Bret the Hitman Hart, Booker T, the Hardy Boys, Kevin Nash, Diamond Dallas Page, and more. For tickets and information, head over to RiverCityWrestlingCon.com.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons, except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, or visit us online. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock bottom rates and apply now at one-to-one-fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
I love the summertime. I find myself the most active in the summertime, playing a lot more golf, getting more exercise, going to the beach, hanging out and playing with the kids. But you can't do all that if you have joint pain, and you can't live like you want to live. If you have hip pain, knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, it just sucks the fun out of living. QC Kinetics wants to get you the fun back. Advanced regenerative treatments from local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Get a free in-office consultation by calling 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in these cutting-edge, all-natural options, and the patient satisfaction reports are incredible. you can get real relief from pain with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Stop putting it off. Call QC Kinetics for a free in-office consultation. 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522 with QC Kinetics, and learn more about regenerative medicine and why it's the hottest thing going.
Sometimes the injury happens in a second, but sometimes it's as a result of the same motion over and over for many years. Let our team of lawyers take a look at your workers' compensation case. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
God, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Ooma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, rolling along on a Friday afternoon. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz rocking with you as well. Aaron Schachter just joining us from 96.9 The Eagle. We got to do more of this, Brian Middleton, right? We got a whole building here, right? We got a whole building. We got us over here at ESPN 690. We got 104.5 WOKV. We got 96.9 The Eagle. We got 95.1 WAPE. This is just promo after promo after promo. And we got a bunch of other stations as well. But we got talented people in this building, Brian Middleton. We got to bring them on and see if they know anything about sports.
Yeah, I like it, man.
I think we're going to do that later. You're
going to do it like a Stephen A? That's how you're going to do it? You're going to have different people.
Yeah, it's a rotating first take. Yeah, absolutely. Might have somebody else join us a little bit later. Justin Kuzart, you may know him if you've listened to the show for a long time. So,
throwback, as the kids say.
As the kid. You wouldn't know because you're old.
You know because you're a kid. See what I'm saying?
That is true. Throwback. Yeah, you're right. I'll give you credit. A little TBT, Throwback Thursday, but it's Friday. Flashback Friday. That's the thing. You ever heard about Flashback Friday?
Yeah, I've heard Flashback Friday.
Yeah, man. That's what this is. So we're going to, hopefully Kuz is going to slide by around 5:30, about an hour from now exactly. We exchange texts, but he's a busy man. He's on 95.1 WAPE right now. So hopefully he gets a time to slide away and talk some NBA as he does well. And Brian Middleton can probably trash his takes, as Brian Middleton usually likes to do. Anyway, Casey Kurtz, Brian Middleton with you. Brent Martineau off today, back on Monday from where he is, Ty, playing some baseball. So he's down there with Ty watching that. Me and Brian Middleton holding it down. But we do have some Brent Martineau sound because about a week ago or so now, it's been a little bit, Brent caught up with Max Meyer. If you don't know Max, he is on the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, but he is no ordinary member of the Shrimp. He is the 28th overall prospect in Major League Baseball. He was the 3rd overall pick a couple years ago out of the University of Minnesota. He throws hard. His slider is disgusting, and he is a sure thing at the next level, in my opinion. Guy is extremely talented. Brent caught up with him a little bit ago. He is injured right now, so you will hear some of that conversation. But Max Meyer talking with Brent Martineau right now on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Hey, man, thanks for taking a couple minutes. First of all, how's the year going for you? I know maybe a little rougher start on Thursday, but it's been terrific in the stat column, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just fun to be down here. The guys are really awesome to be around, so it's just fun coming in every day.
Do you embrace the journey here? I know the big leagues are around the corner for you, but do you like
the minor league feel and everything you've experienced up to this point?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's baseball. I love playing baseball, and when you got good guys around you, it just makes coming here so much better. So you just embrace everything that's going on. You have fun. You cheer on your guys, and you do pretty much the same stuff every day. But I love it.
Oh, the call's coming soon enough, right? I mean, do you expect that? Do you anticipate that?
You know, yeah, but it's something I kind of like. Right now, it's like I don't need to be thinking about that stuff. I'm just trying to tighten up my game and be ready when I go up there.
You've been so good where you've been from Minnesota to here. I mean, is there a curiosity if the stuff will work to the degree at that next level?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's going to work up there, and you know, it's just a matter of time.
What does make you so effective, in your opinion? I'm sure the scouts and everybody else will say this, and this, but from your standpoint, why have you had so much success?
I just think my confidence, my aggressiveness when I'm on the mound, kind of those intangibles that I have. I mean, my stuff's always going to be good. I'm a power pitcher. But yeah, I mean, there's never a guy that steps in the box that I'm like scared of. You know, I'm going to attack everybody I face, and that's why I think I've had such success.
How much do you love the chess match of pitching, whether it's working a guy backwards or setting a guy up, or maybe it's from the first at-bat to the third at-bat? I mean, do you enjoy that just as much as throwing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's guys in the lineup that I can just try to power through, but when you get those good hitters that you got to mix, you know, change-ups in, fastballs in, change-up back, you know, kind of that chess match, you know, that's always fun to play, and it's even more fun when you end up getting the guy on a strikeout or something like that.
What's it like back home for you, where you grew up? People, are they surprised you're at where you're at? Because I know you weren't like the biggest of kids growing up, and obviously played a little hockey too, and you're a position player. What are the people saying back home?
I mean, I just came from an athletic family, and all my friends were athletes, and I feel like they kind of just expect this stuff out of me because I was so confident, you know, growing up, and I can't wait for someday when they all can come out and watch me pitch my first big league game. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a big crowd there, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
But do you joke now about the story where Minnesota wasn't after you and took a little while to get on you before you ended up being a Gopher?
I don't really think about it much. It was something my dad kind of, you know, sent to him out, and he didn't tell me that he sent that letter, and he didn't tell me that they turned me down until after I, you know, got into the University of Minnesota. So I didn't know much about it. It didn't like fuel me or anything. It's just kind of funny the way that turned out.
Have you always had a live arm though? I mean, even when you were a position player, and I mean, did you know you kind of had this ability or forecast that you might pitch someday at a higher level?
Yeah, I mean, I always believed it. My dad always believed it. I've always had a pretty live arm. Kind of took off junior year of college when I think I hit like 101 on a couple guns, sitting like 98, 99, and that's really when my velocity went up. But yeah, I've always been able to throw pretty hard.
Was there something to the triple digits for you? Was that like, I mean, wow?
I mean, everything for me, it's just another day, honestly. Like, it's no big deal.
So that didn't do anything for you. You didn't like call home and be like, hey, I just hit 100?
No, I mean, it is what it is, you know?
Will you top out in that realm, or can you actually get even faster, or is there just like a ceiling that you're probably not going to top out?
I mean, I don't know anymore. I mean, I can still probably hit 100 if I really get back, but I'll hit upper nines, you know, every game and stuff like that. Try to sit in the mid and upper nines throughout the game, but I mean, maybe a reliever, if I come that one day, I can get back up there, but I just try to get through lineups 3 times.
Did you enjoy that part? Because you closed, obviously, early on in Minnesota. I mean, that's a different mentality. Did you enjoy being the guy going out there with the ball in the first inning, or is there something you liked about that closing role?
Man, I love them both. I remember back, you know, freshman year when I got the opportunity to be the closer, I loved it. You know, getting on the mound in a tight game, you know, 3-2, the ball's in your hand, you got to send the boys home with a dub. So I love doing that, and I love those big moments.
How good were you at hockey?
I thought I was pretty good. A lot of guys back home would probably say, I don't know, but I was pretty good. I take the dub home every time when we get back on the pond, when we get back home in Minnesota, so it's always fun to get out with those guys.
Is that a frequent thing? Is that just like a lot of guys going to play pickup basketball? You guys go play pickup hockey on the pond?
Yeah, all the guys from back home try to go out every day in the off season in December, January, and play a little 5-on-5 every day.
Is hockey baseball combo, is that common up there, or?
Yeah, it's pretty common, I think. Just the state of hockey, Minnesota, so I feel like a lot of guys who play baseball probably play hockey.
They ever bring you out on, I mean, Minnesota's hockey team's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think I was that good to play for that, but yeah, it would have been fun. Would have probably picked that over baseball, honestly. I loved hockey.
So how much a hockey fan like are you in terms of playing the playoffs and watching? I mean, you going to like lock into a TV any chance you get?
Yeah, I mean, I was watching the Wild. They ended up losing to the Blues, and I guess I'm going to have to cheer for the Panthers now, right, because they're still in it. So I don't pay attention too much anymore, kind of just focus on baseball and stuff like that, other stuff. So but I do pay attention to it. So
you guys have a lot of talent here. Cabrera, he's going to be a guy that maybe we see both you guys in that rotation at some point. Is that cool? Do you guys talk about that stuff? I mean, do you compare stuff, compare notes? Is there a relationship there when you got two real top-flight arms that are playing on the same team here at this level?
Yeah, I mean, throughout our organization, too, we got a lot of really good arms. And it's kind of just, we're really good friends with everyone. We don't talk too much about baseball. When we have a question, we'll ask. But it's more like, whatever you do out there is going to fuel me and just healthy competitiveness throughout the whole organization, and that's what I really love about playing in the Marlins organization with all these good arms.
If they threw a bat in your hands now, could you go 2 for 4 in a game or what?
I think so.
You don't get that anymore. Do you miss that? Will you miss that? I mean, with the DH, I mean, you were right there. You were on the cusp of maybe hitting in the big league.
I know. I hit in college, and I was ready to get a couple more at-bats. I got a couple last year, and they didn't turn out the way I wanted, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not too stressed about that.
How you're not over? Again, there are guys in this sport now that are just massive, right? Do you take pride in the fact that, I mean, whether it's a bulldog mentality, the stuff that you have, that you don't look overpowering, and does that sneak up on people sometimes?
I don't know. Everyone's got their reports. They kind of know what I throw now, but. Yeah, it's just going out. I don't think about my size. I don't think anyone thinks about their size when they're out there. It's all about, when you're out there, how competitive are you going to be? How much of a bulldog are you going to be? And I feel like I bring a lot to the table.
All right, a couple more. Word is you are super competitive. Like at everything, like ping pong in the club. I mean, what are you guys? You playing on the bus stuff? Are you unbeatable at some of these things, or what's the deal?
Whatever I do, I'm always crazy competitive. Every night I'll get online and play with my buddy, play video games with him, and we'll play a game of NHL. I'll beat him in that, and we'll play a little PGA golf. I'll beat him in that, and then if I lose in one of those, I'm pretty beat up about that the whole night. But we always get after it.
One last thing for you: is there a balance? You're a kid, man. You're 23 years old. You're playing video games, right? But you're also obviously a pretty darn good pitcher, high prospect, professional. There's a lot that goes into that. Is that a delicate balance sometimes to be like, hey, I'm the CEO of this arm that I've got that's a special gift, and I'm still just 23 years old and just trying to enjoy life?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, every decision I make, it has to do with my career. Like, sometimes if the guys want to go golfing and I don't really feel right, I'm not just going to go out and have a good time. I'm going to take it easy, get off my feet, get ready to start. So I do look after my career a lot, but you can't think about everything like that too much. There's definitely a fine line, and I feel like I have it perfect right now. I know what I'm doing. I have fun with the boys, go back home, play video games, catch up with the guys, and I just think I have it locked in right now.
First person you're calling when you get the call?
Probably my mom and dad.
That's probably the right answer.
It is.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That is Brent Martineau chatting with Max Meyer. Dude's going to be legit, Brian Milton. I can promise you that. We're going to be talking about Max Meyer, hopefully with the Miami Marlins, but you know how the Marlins be. But we're going to be talking about this guy for a long time. He's extremely talented. I think he's going to be a really good pitcher in this league for a long time. Real quick, Brian, Brent asked at the end of that question, he said, who's the first person you're calling when you get the call up to the show? He said, mom and dad. That's like is that your answer? Like, is that when something great happens in your life, is that the first call you're making? Or do you got like you talk about when we first started doing OT, I know you talked about a cousin you had more than one time.
Yeah, I've been waiting to do some more of the sayings, man. I've been, but I just haven't had a chance to really get it integrated into any long form piece. But yeah, I got a couple of sayings already that I've been wanting to get back out about my cousin. Anyway, would I call my cousin?
Like, who's the first call? Like when they're like, hey, Casey and Brian are going national like for 4 hours a day. Who are you calling first?
LC? Can I say that?
I don't even know what you said.
Man, it's initials. I let it marinate with you. You'll catch it by the time it goes into the break.
LC.
Yeah.
So not mom or dad. I'm getting.
I mean, but you said who would I call first?
Oh, okay. I'm with you now.
Because if I'm making jumbo shrimp money, just jumbo shrimp money.
Yeah.
But if I'm making Major League Baseball call me up money, I don't know how that works. So like you get a contract.
Yes.
But they send you to the minors.
Yes.
And so once you,
yeah.
But they're paying you like you're on. Maybe you got to explain it on the other side of the break.
No, I can explain it. I can explain it.
Okay.
So there's, you get drafted, you got a signing bonus, right? Like any other sport. And Max Meyer was the third pick in the draft, so the signing bonus was good.
Beautiful.
Baseball is a slotted sport, though. So most of the time, the money is like, before you sign. Like you can still negotiate, but you have a general idea of what you're getting. But then when you get called up, there's this thing called a league minimum, right? So you can't make less than a certain number if you're on the major league team. And in the 40-man roster, there's a bump as well. So Max Meyer's probably doing okay, but his salary right now as not a major leaguer is not that good. And that is one thing that has been discussed a lot with the lockout and all that, like the pay for the minor leaguers. Because honestly, like everyone's gonna have an opinion on this, but the minor leaguers that are in like AA and single A are making maybe less than we are, right? No, I swear, I'm telling
I'm
gonna
take your word for it because I don't know. So okay,
it's like it's not a lot of money. So it depends on how you look at that, right? Like some people will say, oh, they're minor leaguers, that's how it should be, but at the same time, like you got minor leaguers working 2 jobs.
Yeah,
and I know they're just playing a sport, right? And at the end of the day, it is fun, but you got to be compensated because we're still paying to go to these games, right?
Yeah.
So the teams are making money. The players should make money as well. So minor league pay is actually a big thing. But to answer your question overall, once you get that league minimum, bro, you're chilling because it's like $700 or something, okay?
Mm-hmm. And I know what my first call going to be. And I get that league minimum for the major leagues.
I know that nobody else knows who you said, but I can respect the fact that you're going straight off the check. You're playing the game.
Got to.
Yeah.
Shooters gonna shoot.
I appreciate that about you, Brian Middleton. We got more to do. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Stick with us. We'll be right back. What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jax, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jax and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jax to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Let me ask you something. Are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no, so then let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Men, did you know that over half of all males suffer from ED or PE?
Ladies, your man should talk to the specialists at Prime Men's Medical Center.
If Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down,
Men are now lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
for a private consultation at Prime Men's Medical Center, call 904-664-8217.
See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing.
Call 904-664-8217.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, over-designed, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 7730 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 7730. Enjoy.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Rolling along on a Friday, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz rocking with you as well. Brent Martineau out today. Wow. I sounded Australian. You heard that? Out to die.
Oh, I thought you were having a stroke.
Okay. One of the two, man. I tell you what. I won't tell you what. I'll tell you what in the break. But anyway, Brent Martineau out today down in Palm Beach with Ty Martineau watching some baseball. That's as much as the information I will give you. But that's where he is. Aaron Schachter joined us earlier from 96.9 The Eagle. We appreciate his time. We'll start bench remove from the face of the earth with Aaron. Brian Middleton.
Be impressed out here, man. Don't come into the Lions Den, man. All willy-nilly.
I tell you what, people come in here and they think it's going to be just like a calm environment, right?
Can't do it. Where is he at? Can't do it.
Someone
can't do it.
Can't do it. Somebody call us Sherwood Press Taylor because we pressed it in here, boy.
Press coverage.
We pressed it in here.
Press coverage.
I'll tell you what, Press Taylor, by the way, should have been a defensive coach.
Yeah, number
should
one.
Should have been a cornerbacks coach.
Oh, man. And if he was high level,
could you imagine?
What if he actually played and he was good? Oh, my God. I mean, like just
I know,
top
just like
tier.
Just like a lockdown. Like they literally, like I can't even imagine the sponsorships and like the nicknames if he was like the best corner in press coverage.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Oh man.
Instead, he's just getting paid a lot being a coach in the NFL.
And his name is Sherwood.
Yeah, it's a good name. Like you're
Sherwood
probably going to be
Press.
successful.
Oh, he is 100%.
Sherwood Press Taylor.
Yeah,
that's
mildly less successful than Zach Taylor, his brother. As it currently stands,
mildly.
Zach Taylor coached in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They lost.
Yeah, that's why mildly. I guess that was sarcasm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, significantly, right?
Either way, man, we pressing people in here.
Yeah,
man.
we are. Doesn't matter. You come in here, you get pressed.
The next time someone comes in, I hope we're doing start bench remove.
Well, the next person's coming in at 5:25.
Well, we won't be doing it, but maybe they stick around for I said what I said. Maybe they have something for that. So.
That'd be good. We can ask him. I don't know. He probably wants to get his Friday rolling. But anyway, hopefully he shows up. We start there, and then we progress from there. Hey, you were telling me about something in the break. Had to do with AI, Allen Iverson, and this is something that I didn't know. Like you educated me a little bit, so educate the people. It's pretty cool. It's Bobby Bonilla-esque, so that's kind of where we're going. But tell the people that Allen Iverson's about to get more rich than he already is.
Yeah, he's still about 8 years away, so I guess that would make him 47 now because so he made a deal with Reebok early on near the when he got drafted to Philly, and he performed and he was making all-star teams, and towards that pinnacle of his career probably is the 2001 finals and winning the league MVP and things of that nature. So he had a deal with Reebok, and basically the structure of the deal is that they paid him a lot of money up front. They also, it says they paid them over $16 million since 2001 in annual payments. So it was like $800,000 every year on top of whatever he got up front. Mm-hmm. And then there was also a set amount, $32 million in a trust fund set up for him to get in his 55th birthday. And so, I think every year that his birthday comes, someone does a story on it. So that's just what's happening right now. I presume. I don't know when his birthday is. But I think that's a cool little setup, right? Because you mentioned Bobby Bonilla, and I think that was very shrewd on him and his manager's part when dealing with the Mets, and understanding, okay, we can think long term, we can get over on these guys, and I'm say that tongue in cheek, but having the forethought to say, you know what, let's say that I'm good with money, then I'll still have a huge amount over here, and I'll just be adding to whatever it is that I've been good with for my life during my career and post-career, right? Let's say that, I'm young and I'm done with my money, like a lot of athletes are. And I don't mean dumb like they're just not intelligent, but you've seen the 30 for 30.
You buy something,
Things can happen really quickly. So let me just have a plan out there. And I don't know, I've never dug in deep enough to see whether or not it was Allen Iverson, if it was his inner circle, if it was his agent, if it was the Reebok. Like I don't know how that deal came about. It's very interesting. I'm sure it'd be a simple Google search to see who came up with that.
Yeah.
But the foresight to have that kind of planning, whoever it was, I think is an amazing deal. And I think more people should have that. Probably bigger players do, but there are sponsorship deals all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have shoes. I don't know how many people have decided to do something like this. Now, granted, 2001, a different time period than 2022.
Absolutely.
The way that players are moving right now, I don't think the players back then could imagine it in the sense of it actually happening. Maybe they had, pipe dreams of, man, you know what I would like to do? I would like to get D Wade, and I would like to get Chris Bosh and be like, you know what, we're going to do the decision and come here. Or, you know what, I want to go fly and get in front of KD and pitch him to come to the team. Having free agency like that where the players are really forming things. Mm-hmm. And then also we started talking about the actual deals on the table or the foresight to make a bunch of money. LeBron just made a net worth of $1 billion now. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about wanting to own a team in Las Vegas. So I think it's really cool to see the foresight that Iverson and whoever was structuring that deal had then. And I think there's been my favorite word right now, a maturation process.
Wow.
And in that thought process right now with players and how they approach their careers in their career and also post-career, thinking down the line. Because most of these guys aren't going to be LeBron or even Allen Iverson. even in the NBA, right, if you're making it 10 years, I think that you're on, that's not the average. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And in the NFL, we know it's even less.
Absolutely.
I don't know about baseball, but it's probably not 10 years, even in baseball, right? So, so to have that kind of foresight, I'm glad to see that. And it's just cool to see that story as well. And I know Allen Iverson is like, hurry up, build a time machine.
I'll tell you
Give
what.
me a DeLorean and move me forward 8 years. Let me get this money.
I tell you what, I'll just give you my 2 quick thoughts on it because I know we got to go to break. But really, really cool. Like, not enough credit probably to the agents that are working out these deals, right? Like, we don't know, like, if this was AI's master plan. It might have been. Maybe we're not giving him enough credit. But, like, agents that work out these deals are very smart. Like, Bobby Bonilla's agent and everyone whose idea that was, genius. Well done. Second thing, like, Reebok, though? You're telling me Allen Iverson played Reebok shoes?
Listen, let me tell you something. Now, hold on now. Okay, we don't have enough time. But let me tell you that AI shoes, they was fire. I had some shoes. I had the shorts, man.
No,
you can't tell me that.
I believe they were fire. I believe they were because I trust Allen Iverson to make good shoes, right? But Reebok, though? Like, was Reebok?
Reebok and Nike at the time, man.
Okay, I'm asking. I'm serious. I'm not even trying to disrespect them. I'm asking because, like, you're old. You were there, right? You know what I'm saying?
So you were there, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
3.
11. Yeah, I mean, I get it,
I'm asking you, man.
That's what I told you.
You said Reebok was legit. I'll take your word for it. Football at 5 coming up next, the conversation with Andre Cisco. We do that on the other side. Stick with us. Action Sports Jax, ESPN 690.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
On the town, you own it. On the go, you own it. On the job, you own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. There's nobody quite like you. So be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools so you're always in control of your money and have more of it. Go ahead and own it. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, I'm Mike Combs, professional contractor and TV host. I love helping people, but when it came to improving the water in my own home, I needed help and turned to the water experts at Connecticut to make it right. My water was causing visible problems throughout my home, and it got me thinking about the problems I couldn't see. Protecting my water-using appliances and pipes, preventing stains and hardness buildup, and having clean, great-tasting drinking water are all important to me. But choosing the right water treatment equipment can be tricky. That's where Connecticut comes in. A Connecticut water expert will test your water for free and recommend the system that fits your needs and budget. Improve the quality of your water and your life with the Connecticut water treatment system. I'm so glad I did.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com for your free assessment. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a free sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
If you've been involved in a slip and fall accident and are not sure what to do, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Hey, I'm
I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out, do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Hey, where'd you get that synthesizer?
I just bought it. Since we're saving so much with no mortgage down payment and no PMI with Navy Federal Credit Union, I figured I'd put some of that extra money to good use. Oh, and I'm starting a band with some platoon mates.
Great.
Learn how you can save $2,500 on average with a Navy Federal mortgage at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Carla's retiring early next month. We're all going to have to learn to pick up the slack.
The dessert-making role at Sawyer's restaurant, deserted.
Tom, if you can handle beignets.
They need a new pastry chef who can souffle like it's a piece of cake.
Come on, guys, we got a line out the door. How much longer for those croissants?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
I'm Doug Brown. After shoot-around today, Warriors coach Steve Kerr says Steph Curry is feeling good and will have no restrictions tonight in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Al Horford of the Celtics rolled on Curry's left foot and leg late in Game 3. Boston leads the series 2-1. ESPN's Jeff Van Gundy says that's largely thanks to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
When they've been available, they've proven over time that they're going to win at a high rate. And this year, they're 2 wins away from winning it all. So this is a tremendous duo that has a bright present and a bright future.
Jeff Van Gundy on KJ and Max. Game 4 coverage, 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ABC TV. There are now 3 billionaire athletes. According to Forbes magazine, Tiger Woods' net worth is at least $1 billion. He joins Michael Jordan and LeBron James on that short list. Raiders wideout Hunter Renfrow will get a 2-year, $32 million extension. He caught 103 passes last season, second highest in team history.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
5 o'clock hour, football at 5. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hopefully the workday is over for you, but for me and Brian Middleton, and we got one more hour. We usually have 2 at this point. We usually do some OT from 6 to 7, but not today, Brian. We went for 3 hours. I feel like that's enough of us for the day. Agree or disagree?
Absolutely.
I tell you what, Brian's trying to start his weekend too, even though it's Wednesday for you, right?
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday.
That's right. You got a nice schedule.
I have a nice schedule.
Well, in terms of you get that 3rd day off, right?
3rd day off?
Don't you have 3 days off? Aren't you 4 and 3? Don't lie to me.
I get off, at 9 a.m. on a Monday.
Yeah.
And I got to be back at, a certain time at night on Thursday. So, it feels like 72 hours, but it's really, 2 full days off. So,
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a regular weekend then. But anyway, if you're starting your weekend with us, we appreciate you. On the drive home, ESPN 690 AM in your car or on the stream as well. We appreciate you listening no matter where it is you are listening. Football at 5 right now on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau caught up with Andre Cisco, the second-year safety for the Jags. We will talk about that, or we will hear that conversation, I should say, in just a second. But Brian, before we do that, the safety position in football is fascinating to me, right? The safety, right, last line of defense, if you make a horrible mistake, everybody knows it because there's a dude running free down the field and you're not there. Even if maybe it's not your fault, it's somebody else's fault, it looks like your fault. I think the safety is one of the most undervalued positions in the sport. Agree or disagree?
Undervalued. One of the most undervalued. You know what? I'd have to look at contracts, but since I can't right now, okay, I would say that. You can make an argument, and I would not push back if you said that statement to me. So, I'll go with that.
I appreciate that because usually you do push back.
It makes for a better show.
It's true. That is true. But nonetheless, listen, I like the safety position, right? I've always, like Barry Church was a guy I really liked when he was here. Sean Gibson played at a high level. But last year, the safety play, it just wasn't there, right? So you signed Rayshawn Jenkins. He obviously gets hurt, but before he gets hurt, it didn't look good. And then you have Wingard, who I know how everybody feels about Wingard, mostly negative. But you drafted this guy, Andre Cisco, right? Mm-hmm. Third round last year, 65th overall. Another person, Urban Meyer, doesn't know who he was, but indeed picked him. And the fascinating thing about Cisco, right, is for so long, we were like, put this man on the field. Please put this man on the field. And they wouldn't. And then when you go back and look at it, he played 0% of the snaps most of the time on defense. But here's something that I kind of forgot about, Brian. And we wanted this man to play so bad. But the first game of the season, I don't have the number in front of me. I'm pretty sure he played like 55% of the defensive snaps, which is surprising because for weeks and weeks they wouldn't put him on the field. So was it horrible when they put him out there? Like, that's a question that I don't remember the answer to. I'd have to go back and watch film, which I might do, right? But
really? Okay.
I might. Maybe. Listen, I'm telling you, man, I am infatuated with the safety position. I don't know why fully, but I'm telling you, man, I think it's one of the most undervalued and important positions on the football field.
Okay.
And just for my money, at least, when you think about like the good team, like the really good defenses that we've seen the last, like, I don't know, 5 years or so, and this might even be outside 5 years. Like the Legion of Boom, who's the first person you think of?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be Richard Sherman, but it also could be Earl Thomas, who played safety.
No, so to go to the point of him playing, you said 55%?
Yeah.
Was that a guesstimation?
It's close. It's very close. I can't find the number now in front of me, but I had it yesterday.
Okay. And then him not playing a bunch.
He was playing. I mean, he went from, I wish I could find the stupid number, man, but it was like 55 to like 47 of the defensive snaps, and then it literally went to 0 for weeks. They would not put him back out there.
So the question for me when I see something like that is, okay, I go down the normal checklist because I feel like a lot of times, right, the simplest answer is more than likely the correct answer.
Sure.
So on my checklist, I'd be like, okay, he's in the doghouse. Is he in the doghouse? And if he is, for what reason? Could it be that he's not performing in gameplay? Is he messing up too much in practice? Or could it just be something else where somebody else just has a different mindset? Because you understand, like, if you have players who get drafted into certain situations and all of a sudden it's just seemingly like, okay, this is just not the right situation. The coach, the chemistry is just not right. And it's no knock on the player's talent per se, but the player's talent isn't to a level where it can overcome that. You got certain players, you look at some of the safeties around the league, and maybe they're in great situations, right? You know, like a Buda Baker or like a Derwin James or something like that. And their talent, we just assume no matter where you put them, like they're gonna pop off. Probably gonna be some type of all-pro, if not close to it, getting a Pro Bowl nod or something like that. Andre Cisco, at least in college, in my opinion, that's what it looked like he was.
Absolutely.
And could very well still be. But maybe it was just a situation where right now, coming in as a rookie as well, there was so much new stuff happening. He's trying to get acclimated to everything in the NFL because it's vastly different than college. I mean, you're playing the same position, but more plays, better players and whatnot. That maybe it's something where his talent couldn't get to the level, his ability that's inside couldn't really shine through. And the coaches, instead of putting him out there to maybe play through some things, which could be very helpful, but it also could backfire. It may be something where it's like, you know what, zero snaps is crazy, But to knock him down to, minimal snaps may be something where it could also potentially be something where they're kind of protecting him and actually letting him kind of grow a bit. That could be one thing. Another thing could just be like, hey, this is not a functional coaching system. Like, I like Joe Cullen. Like, I know he was the coordinator.
Good guy, man. Good guy.
I'm not knocking him at all. But what I'm saying is, it's clear that Urban Meyer was, that it was crazy. It's crazy that the team got 3 wins.
Yeah.
So
it's incredible.
There's all types of scenarios that are potentially the reason why that happened the way that it did. I do think that he can be a very good player, though. Can he be, an all-pro? I mean, looking at him in college, I'm thinking
he was an all-pro in college. If they had the stat,
I'm thinking, So I'm excited to see what he can do. But I do like to usually do that checklist type stuff because it was very weird. I mean, we talked about it as well. You guys would talk about it on the main show as well, and I'm just like, I don't know. I wish somebody would say something, but they're not going to say anything.
Amen.
They're not going to say anything about that. But
anyway, Urban didn't know who he was, so that's the first part.
Fair. It was like Cisco. You mean is that the gas station? Cisco?
Talking about Cisco, the gas station. That's funny. I think to your point, the college stats are incredible, right? 7 interceptions a freshman season, 5 the next, and then 1 in 2020. He gets hurt, obviously.
Right.
So he was still recovering from the injury, but you said something there that is an argument we made. I made it, Brent made it, Austin made it, anyone that talked in front of a microphone in the studio made it, and it was, you suck. This is a horrible football team. They couldn't win if they had to. Put him out there.
Yeah.
Like, he might make mistakes, but how's he going to learn, right? And they put him out there the last 2 weeks of the season when everybody got fired, and he made big plays in that Colts game to help him win. He forced a fumble. He forced 2 fumbles all year. The dude needs to play, and I'm excited to see him play because of the talent that he has. Earlier this week, Brent Martineau down at the facility, catching up with Jags' second-year safety and hopefully a guy that we want to take a big leap here in Jacksonville, the Syracuse man, Andre Cisco.
Speaking of last year to this year, you feel like a different guy, different player, a veteran? What's it like for you?
Definitely could feel time catching up, just being around guys that know how to do it and just taking a little bit of their habits and applying it to my life. And it's just really an approach that I feel like I've changed from last year to this year, and it makes a big difference. It does.
People talk about that a lot. Like, I think we don't, on the outside, we underplay it maybe, like learning to be a pro, right? I mean, there's something to that.
Mm-hmm. It's a mindset, like just not trying to control everything. When it's your job versus you being a student athlete, it's just there's a shift that you have to move towards. And it takes time. So I'm glad I'm here now, though.
And you're getting a different kind of tutelage, too, from other peers that have played in the league for a while, a different level of ball. Obviously, coaching staff's 2 of them now that you've worked with. How much of a better player does that make you? Do you feel that yet? Do you know that yet, considering you haven't really gone into year 2?
Yeah, I appreciate the different perspectives for sure. So working with one whole coaching staff, getting insight from them, and then getting the second one where they come from a place of recent Super Bowls and things like that. So getting those 2 perspectives is giving me like a jump almost on instead of being on the team where it's like you get one coaching staff and they give you feedback one type of way. So from year 1 to year 2, I'm fortunate.
You played a little bit last year, but I don't feel like, as a guy who watches this team all the time, we really saw Andre Cisco much. Like, I don't have a good feel for your game yet. Do you feel like people don't know who you are yet? I mean, even your teammates maybe, they haven't really seen the real you?
Yeah, I agree. I think, going from ACL to a year like last year, basically been 2 years for me since I've really been able to end the year and been like, everybody know. So I'm going into this year like super excited and just ready to let it unleash. It's been a long time coming now.
Yet I feel like there's some responsibility on you to hold that spot down. I mean, do you feel like you're the guy there that's going to be a part of this defense that has really been revamped?
Yeah, I think I'll definitely be a piece of this defense that's going to be productive and make a big difference and make plays on Sundays.
From the look of the defense, is it a lot different from your position, given the 2 different schemes of the last couple years?
I mean, there's tendencies that's different, but that's on a coaching staff standpoint. But overall, at the NFL level, there's a lot of things that are consistent from defense to defense, and even when you play in the offenses. So that's my main thing I'm trying to learn is just, the intricacies of the league.
Were you surprised you didn't get on the field more last year once you were healthy? I mean, once the knee checked out and you were good to go, I know that was a little bit of a narrative for us on the, hey, we want to see this guy. I want to see this guy. Were you a little bit surprised?
I mean, week to week, I would like everything was different. So, game plan, all those things kind of varied on my expectations and what to expect on Sunday. So, the coaches, we were transparent between each other, and so I knew what to expect for the most part.
All right, the book on you is your ball hawk guy. I feel like this defense can use that. Not a lot of turnovers last year. How much do you kind of embody and live that narrative of what people think you are and what you were in college?
Yeah, that's kind of what I built my game around, just trying to go get the ball. Reading the quarterback is where I live at. That's kind of where I've thrived from my college career to now. And so I plan on doing the same thing coming up this year.
I was thinking of this, though. You have to be a little bit careful sometimes. You're the last line of defense, right? Is that a delicate balance for you to, hey, I want to take chances, go get the ball because turnovers are king, but I also don't want to give up that big play?
Yeah, honestly, as long as you and the coach are on the same page, they might be okay with that. You know what I mean? Taking a chance every now and then. If you make it 50% of the time, that's a pretty high probability, so I'll take my chances.
You are in kind of a cool spot. You get to see the defense, everything in front of you. What's this one look like in the early stages with all the different, from Trayvon Walker to Lloyd to the additions? What does it look like?
Yeah, I'm blessed to be back there. I got guys in front of me that can run, make plays. I've done it before, and so I can rely on them. And understanding when you got that in front of you, I got a lot more freedom in the back end.
Do you think, as a young guy coming in where you're going to play more, can those guys make instant impact, or will it take some time, knowing what you went through last year?
I think there's going to be – everybody's experience is going to be different. I know that for a fact. Just going through it with my rookies last year and myself, there's things that everybody's going to – from your school, there's things that, your school might have prepared you for that my school didn't. So I know there's definitely going to be obstacles and lumps they got to get over, but I'm sure they'll do it fast. Some boys come from good programs.
Yeah. Last one for you. Given the injury, given the lack of playing time last year, how anxious are you for September to roll around?
Extremely. This is like it's a tease being out here at OTAs. I'm really excited for August 4th. Get started then.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for the time.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
That was Brent Martineau catching up with Andre Cisco right here on ESPN 690. Probably catch part of that conversation as well on primetime Saturday and Sundays. Evenings 10:30, Fox 30, 11:30 on CBS 47. I'm out here knowing the TV schedule, Brian Middleton.
Oh, yeah.
What you know about that? You know actually a lot about that.
Yeah, and if you don't catch it at 10:30 or 11:30, it re-airs on CBS 47 at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I appreciate that you know that because I didn't.
Sunday morning, 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's a quality program with Brent, Stewart, Marcel, Liv, everybody from Action Sports Jax. We continue on a Friday. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. Casey Kurtz with you as well. Football at 5. You just heard from Andre Cisco talking about being ready to play. Let me ask you this. At the very end there, Andre Cisco said he can't wait for August 5th, right? Training camp and preseason and all that.
Uh-huh.
To me, that tells me how bad this guy wants to play.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, who in that situation isn't saying week 1? You know what I mean? Like, I'm so ready for week 1.
Yeah.
He said, nah, I'm ready to practice. I'm ready to be in this heat. I'm ready to play these preseason games.
Yeah.
I respect that about the man.
Yeah.
He really, it goes back to kind of what you asked me yesterday, to be honest, when you were like, how do you build an organization that people want to play there? You draft guys like that.
That's true.
That wants to play. Now, granted, obviously second contracts and all that will come into play. He hasn't earned that yet. He's barely played, but the little bit that he has played, it's been more good than bad. And I think you have a guy who, as Brent asked him the question, like, are you just ready to get going because of how everything played out last year? He said, heck yeah. And you have a guy that wants to get out there and wants to be a Jag. And let's be honest, right? He would probably feel that way about any team that picked him because they made him an NFL player. But he's here and he wants to be here, it sounds like. And I'm telling you, man, I think this guy is extremely talented. And he's the type of guy that makes a difference on defense, right? Like, you know Shaq Griffin needs to be good. Like, we know if Shaq Griffin makes a couple of those plays he didn't last year when the ball fell through his hands, that's a game-changing play. And you got Josh Allen, who is a game changer. But you need these guys that are kind of fringe. Like, Cisco might be a game changer, a big play, home run threat on the defensive side of the ball. You need him to be, right? And that's how you go from 3 wins to 6 wins. When you have those guys making those impacts, obviously Walker will be involved in there. Like, Smoot's been a guy a lot like that to me. Smoot has been very good, right? Smoot's not a 10-sack guy, but he's a 6-sack guy. And he's helped Josh Allen on the other side. Now, granted, you drafted Walker to give Josh Allen more help on the other side, but I think when you have guys like Smoot and Cisco making an impact like we think they can, Cisco especially, is going to make this team better, in my opinion. Brian Middleton, Casey Kurtz, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Call it Football 5. Brian Middleton, what's going on with the Panthers, man? Anything? You been locked into those OTAs or what?
Matt Rule is, still the head coach.
Yeah.
So, only but so much excitement I can have, sir. That's it.
I'm just asking.
That's the Panther report.
I didn't know if you saw those Matt Corral videos from OTAs and you were like, this is our guy.
Hey, man, I hope so. I'm listen, man, between my two teams right now, man, you know what I mean, the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's a very iffy feeling, right? I don't know. I can't plant my feet anywhere, even though, I make sure to be overly energetic about the Jaguars. I totally get the iffiness on them. So, the same thing goes with Carolina. It seems like, McCaffrey doesn't get hurt.
I forgot about him.
Which he will get hurt. But
Probably.
If he doesn't get hurt, then I'm going to feel good about my team because he really is the engine that makes that whole thing go. But he's going to get hurt. He's going to get hurt. So
probably.
It is what it is.
By the way, our guy on the stream, MJD the second, otherwise known as Little Big Man, I'm ready to see last year's draft class and this year's, of course. I think it's very reasonable to be excited about last year's class because of how bad everything went, right? You had Trevor out there, we get that, but you're going to see ETN for the first time. You're going to see Cisco pretty much for the first time, in my opinion. So you have a lot of guys you don't know really what they are yet. We're going to keep figuring that out, and then obviously you have the new guys from this year as well. So I do hear what you're saying, and I agree with it fully. You got 2 draft classes full of guys that you need to make an impact, and it's time for that to start happening, especially for the guys like Cisco, ETN, and obviously Trevor Lawrence. I think Justin Kuzart's about to slide by. Y'all know him well. He did my job before me. He's going to talk some NBA. Casey Senior. Don't do that.
Senior.
Don't do that. Justin Kuzart from
Justin
WAPE.
Jr.?
That's not... I don't mind it, right? I feel like I should give him the
Sounds
respect.
like you mind it.
No, I have to think about it. I got to give him the respect he deserves. Justin from WAPE sliding on next. To cut it up about the NBA, we'll be right back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny skies today. Some midday and afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures beforehand reached the low to mid 90s, upper 80s at the coast. Drying out for nighttime plans. Partly cloudy. Overnight down to the low to mid 70s. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beedenball.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards Diamonds cuts out the middleman, so you are getting tremendous value.
Hi, this is Keith Gurr, president of America Window Products. We are Jacksonville's oldest replacement window company. We have been providing excellent service for over 38 years and still have an A+ rating. At America Window Products, we have helped over 36,000 homeowners, and we don't use subcontractors. Right now, we're offering a free installation on 6 or more windows, as well as a free energy package. Go to AmericanWindowProducts.com and click for an estimate. That's AmericanWindowProducts.com. American Window Products, we are the window professionals.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Southern Recipe pork rinds have the bacony crunch you crave in a protein-packed, low-carb snack. They're the pork rind that tastes best for just about any event. Southern Recipe pork rinds are also low-sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen, so it's a no-brainer. Get through the daily grind with Southern Recipe pork rinds at southernrecipe.com today. Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Available in the snack aisle at your local racetrack today.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his fourth. But you know what they say, fourth time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Hey, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, rolling along on a Friday afternoon. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos playing the tracks for us and giving you those NBA takes that you know about. And you're about to get a few more of them as well. Casey Kurtz with you. And in the last segment, to set up our next guest, Brian Middleton called me Justin Jr., and that's fair.
Oh, okay.
Because I took over for you, even though you had the station in a much better spot than when I have taken over. But
much better.
Nonetheless, you may know him. You probably should know him. Justin Kuzar. What up, Wishame?
Oh, I like it. See, you guys got sound effects and everything now, man.
Yeah.
You're doing more than I was doing. I was
Brian
just
did
sitting over there.
I'll just sit there most of the day. Yeah, I'm on TikTok and such. Justin Kuzar with us. Usually you hear him on 95.1 WAP, and obviously you used to hear him right here. NBA fan, Justin Kuzar. We brought him in for the NBA talk.
Yeah, dude. It's been an interesting finals because in general, the game scores have seemed as if they were blowouts, where I think the last game finally gave us something really interesting and exciting to watch until obviously probably the last 2 minutes when Steve Kerr pulled everyone, which I thought was an interesting move.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up, Kuz, because I had the idea on the show. I said Warriors plus 3.5 was a lock. I couldn't figure out why Boston was favored in that game.
In Game 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I bet Warriors plus 3.5 didn't work out.
No, it didn't.
No.
So here's the thing is before, and I know now, like going into the next game, right, there's a lot of questions about Curry and his leg and if he's all right. Al Horford falling on him. The big narrative to me was if Jaylen Brown played well, the Celtics were going to win. If he didn't play well, then they had no chance because Tatum couldn't do it all by himself. Tatum's his own thing. He's doing fine. I know a lot of people would point to the first game where he was just more assists, but I think for a superstar side, it showed he was willing to divvy up the ball, and obviously Jaylen Brown in Game 3 went off and did his thing. So that's kind of the way I look at it. But I know going into the next game, it's going to be more focused on Steph Curry and is he healthy enough to do it.
Side note on the Jason Tatum, we had this argument yesterday, maybe. He does not look 100%. You think he's hurt?
Tatum?
Yes.
I think.
Like, the efficiency's down. Like, he's still scoring. Like, Brian's like, he scored 26 points tonight. Don't bring it up. I'm like, that's fine.
But it is at 39%.
That's what you said.
That's not what I said. Let's stop, okay? I said, if he's not bringing it up, why should I? That's what I said, okay? And I did say he scored 26 points.
It seems as if he's taking – I don't know if it's like a leadership role. Like you're right? 39% in Game 3 field goal percentage. But he still had 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Like, I think he's starting to learn that star angle of I just don't have to do it on the scoreboard. I can be the assist guy. I can be kind of just the facilitator in a way as well, which is what they needed him to do in that game and in games in the past. So I think that's been a big part of it for him. But there could be something there with the 33% from 3, the 39% field goal percentage. There might be something nagging. At this point, I would imagine everybody's feeling some kind of something.
Sure.
So,
here's why. By the way, I called it. I said the Celtics were going to win the whole thing. Like,
but did you see my bet with Aaron on the?
Oh, I saw it. It's on the board.
I'm not going to get it. I think the Celtics are going to do it before. What did I have? I had Game 6.
What does the board say, Brian? Turn around.
It says.
I think I had Celtics in Game 6 or Warriors in Game 7.
Yeah, I see Warriors in 6 or Season 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Season 7.
Yeah. Oh, that's
okay.
brutal.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
Probably not.
No, I'm gonna have to give him $1, and that's gonna be rough.
There's nothing worse than giving up the $1, right? You know what I mean?
It's just well, especially like in that last game, whatever it is, if it's Game 5, whatever, or Game 6, whatever it ends up being. When it happens, I'm just going to be waiting for that text, and that's going to be the worst part.
It's tough. It's tough to – you really lose something when you hand over another man $1.
Yeah.
You really do.
Tell them to bring me my money.
It's true. So I will tell you this. I said the Celtics were going to win way back. Brian laughed at me, and look where we are now. But
I didn't laugh at you. Hey, let me cut you off right now, man. Okay. So he believed in the Celtics so much because he kind of glossed over it. He was beside himself on why the Celtics were favored in Game 3.
I had no clue.
He spent 35 seconds, which is a long time, asking the question, the same question in different ways. Why? How come?
Sure.
How come?
Sure.
I was the one to explain to him why he should stick with his pick and why they should be favored in Game 3.
The Celtics defense is like we were talking about Robert Williams, his defense, and Grant Williams, actually, both the Williams, like their offense and defense, more their defense, is so underrated. And I think people are starting to talk about it. Obviously, Robert Williams was injured at the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you kind of noticed it a little bit there. And there was some talk is like if they can't get past, this round because of the injury, they're going to be in trouble. But luckily he came back and obviously he's dealing with a bit of a knee problem. So,
and you hit right where I was going to go, by the way. This is what I said to Brian yesterday, and he said something dumb. I said it looks like Boston wants it more. Like in Game 3, you have dudes hitting the deck.
And you've got Jason Tatum doing Kobe posts. And
like
it was a 4-point game going into the fourth quarter.
I know, but listen to me.
In Game 1, they had to score 40 in the fourth quarter to get that kind of blowout. You know what, man? Person in the moment is a person. It's Casey Lamont Kurtz.
Listen.
Goodness gracious.
Listen. I texted Brian. I said, I'm pretty confident if you give me a Celtics jersey, I'm grabbing 3 boards in this game. Because it's true. Golden State did not box out one person. Like, it just feels like their role players know their role. And then Golden State, it's like, we're hitting threes or we're not winning the game.
I mean, there is obviously a lot of that, with Clay, and if he can hit those threes. I think it was Gary Payton was stepping up. Otto Porter was stepping up in game 3.
Otto Porter, of all people.
I know, right? Where I thought I forgot about him.
I knew he was in the league, man.
Yeah, he's still there. And so I get what you're saying. They don't have like back when the Warriors were making the run, they didn't have like the Andre Iguodala. Like he's on the team, so I don't want to slight him, but like they didn't have that guy, that Andre Iguodala, who was doing the intangibles, and that's what Draymond Green's kind of was doing when they won game 2. Draymond was that guy. He was rattling, he was getting in the face, and he was stirring the pot a little bit. So I think that caught the Celtics off guard a little bit, but they don't. You're right. They don't have a guy that's really potentially able to step in to just be the box out guy or do the intangible stuff that's not the 3-point shot.
Justin, would you agree with this? Marcus Smart is probably the key to the Celtics winning these next 2 games. If he can average 20-plus points, and do what he does usually on the defensive end most games, then the Celtics are probably going to win this series easily.
So I kind of agree with you, yes. I think Derek White could also be a part of that conversation as well. The energy that Derek White brought is almost the same that Marcus Smart had, but Marcus Smart is obviously on the court longer. So I'm going to say yes with you that I believe that. You know, when Steph Curry's like dribbling and Smart's up in his face, you know, he's getting those little ticky-tack fouls every so often. I think that does that does something mentally to you when you're just getting pestered all the time. So I think there's a big part of that from Marcus Smart's angle, yes.
The Lance Stevenson effect.
Essentially, yeah, the blowing in the ear, all that stuff. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to get back to the finals here in a second, but we got to bring in Captain Rick, who has to be confused at this point. Captain Rick is hearing you, his producer in the morning. He's hearing me, who usually produces. He's got Brian. He does not hear Brent Martineau. Captain Rick, I know you have to be confused while you're hearing Justin Kuzar on the radio right now.
Am I supposed to be sleeping? I mean, what? I think I've got everything. You know, let me tell you something. I spent some time in Alaska, and you will do that. You will look outside and go, all right, it's 2 o'clock. Is that a.m. or p.m.? You can't tell.
Yeah.
But, I tell you, pretty good weather stretch this week, and a pretty darn good fishing stretch, too. Everybody's all excited. Tomorrow is the old school Kingfish tournament. Looks like they're going to have right around 500 boats, maybe 550. The weather's going to be excellent for it. There have been kings on the beach. It's going to be a whole lot of fun to fish, there's no doubt. Inshore, oh, my goodness. Today, David Borey's 11 flounder to go along with his limiter reds. They had some mangrove snapper biting both very inshore and offshore very, very well. So basically good news all the way around. Start of the summertime, we're going to start getting way too hot way too soon. But for now, we'll take the good fishing, the hot weather, be thankful for it. I don't see any bad weather coming to us other than afternoon thunderstorms before Sunday. So all the boats will be out fishing this weekend, and we'll be back Monday with another fishing report brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and CSS Landscaping. Thank you, boys.
Thanks.
Good to hear you.
See you, Rick. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, you will. Thank you, Captain Rick. Tomorrow morning, Justin will be here. If you want to call in the show, he will take your call from 7 to 9. Yeah, thank you.
There you go. No idea. There you go. Way to promo.
Don't give me another hour early.
Yeah, I was like, it feels right, but I wasn't sure. 7 to 9 a.m. Right here on ESPN 690. Captain Rick and the Fellas, which is what I want to change the name to the show to because I like it.
Okay.
It's kind of disrespecting the Fellas. But anyway, the Florida Sportsman Show. Kuz will be here to take your call. Back to the finals, Justin. Is there any scenario where the Warriors can win? Like, I don't see them getting hot as fire and winning 4 games strictly on the 3-ball. Like, I know that's probably the answer, but I just don't see it.
I mean, at this point, I'm not going to bet against Steph Curry, right? Like, I mean, it doesn't look great, so I would lean towards saying, no, they're not going to do it, but could they do it? Of course. You know, the series is only 2-1. So, you know, I could see it. Maybe I guess the argument would be the non-experience from the Celtics side catches up to them somehow, but I really, it feels like it's the Celtics here right now.
That's fair. The only thing I would say to add on, to piggyback onto that, is that if Boston has shown us anything, is that they can be inconsistent as well. Mm-hmm. So, like, yeah, they look like world beaters in 2 fourth quarters, and they've played, you know, pretty good games in, you know, games 1 and game 3. But look at the Miami series. Look at the Milwaukee series. Like, they can give you some duds.
Yeah.
They can give you some duds, and we can have a 7-game series. So before, again, we get too caught up in the coronation of the Celtics, even though you're right, a lot of things seem to be going their way. You know, hold on for a bit. Let's just hold on. Let me see them actually do it first.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. You know, like, what was it? It was what did they dropped 40, or the Warriors dropped, was it 40 points in the third quarter, the one game, and Boston had 14 points. So like, it can happen. We've seen them go cold. So I don't know. It feels like momentum wise, it's really the Celtics have it right now.
I would agree with that as well. Me and Brian had a conversation back when there was 4 teams left.
Sure.
And we said, who's the best player left in the playoffs? So I'm going to adapt that, but I will tell you, he said Luka, I said Steph.
Okay.
So now...
And I had Jimmy number 2.
And you were right, by the way.
Over Steph?
You
Over
did.
Steph was number 3.
And at the time, I said you're an idiot. You know, the usual. But you were right about that. Maybe. Jimmy was... Anyway, the point of the story I'm trying to make is this. LeBron had a great year as a player. Dudes, you got to stop with that.
I appreciate you.
Now that we've seen pretty much the playoffs all play itself out, besides the... I know we got more to do.
Sure.
If you had to pick a player from any team that has excelled their career more than anybody else, right? Going into next year, we have to talk about this dude when we mention whatever team. Might be Jimmy, might be Luka. Who's that guy for you?
You're talking about strictly from playoff play?
Yeah. That made themselves a star in the playoffs.
So the problem is, like, I feel like Luka would make the most sense because of what he did as really the only player on that team. No shade to, Dinwiddie and Brunson, but he was really the go-to guy, and he was able to will them and definitely had the spotlight on him. But I feel like he was already kind of a known star, like, before that. Like, people knew who he was. So does that count? I guess that's the problem I'm having with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. He definitely raised his
stock,
his stardom. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured that's where you were going, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you had somebody.
I mean, you could also argue that Jalen Brunson got himself paid.
100%. 100%.
So I mean, maybe you go with the lower. I mean, what was it? Yeah, I just pulled it up actually. In the playoffs for total points, he's still 6th on the list out of all the playoffs.
That's crazy.
So I mean, he definitely got himself paid. So maybe from like a low key kind of more unknown type player, he would land in that list. But I think the easy answer is Luka.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Sixers?
Do I want to talk about it? Did you see that graphic? Did you see the graphic I shared?
I saw the graphic, yeah.
Because it makes me upset because...
What did you... Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
What did you tell Casey, Justin, when he said, listen, man, I could take you, Marcel, Aaron, and Brian, and myself, and we can go...
And Brent with the GoPro.
And listen, we can put some pressure on the starting 5 of Philly without Joel Embiid.
Yes, that is what I said.
We can put some pressure.
We can beat them boys.
Contracts.
We can beat them boys without
Embiid. What did you
Embiid.
tell him?
I told him that's not going to happen.
Thank you.
Because Tyrese Maxey is still there in that scenario.
We
and that's all you need.
That's all you
Marcel.
need. James Harden is there.
Period. Tyrese Maxey, period.
Overweight James Harden would
bully
you.
James
Harden. I even forgot about James Harden.
I am convinced I could guard James Harden. It'd be fine.
So disrespectful.
No.
I'm convinced.
No.
I think we'd be fine.
And Tobias Harris? No.
Yeah, we got Tobias. That's him.
No.
He's got Tobias. And we got Marcel on Maxey. I don't know who that leaves you with.
Like, you still put DeAndre Jordan, who we didn't want on the court as a Sixers fan.
He's on the team still?
Yes.
We're in trouble with DeAndre Jordan. Like, for no other reason than he's bigger than us.
Philly could put Doc Rivers out there.
No.
That's one of the 5. And do y'all.
Honestly.
No.
And do work.
I'm not taking that disrespect. We're better than that. Why am I the only one believing in us as a team?
Because I know
That's fair.
I know the skill level, the tiers that you have to get to even be in the NBA.
Thank you.
You could pick like go to NBA.com, look at the last 5 people on that list.
Don't
and they
look
would
at the
still
camera.
beat us.
And, y'all listen to this man to my left. Is it my left? Yeah, my right, my left.
They would still beat us.
They would still be. Justin, I told him about, I was watching this one dude. I can't even remember his name. He was in like the training camp for Orlando. Some random dude hit like 30 straight threes. Couldn't make the squad.
All you need to do one time is go to NBA Summer League, which used to be in Orlando, by the way. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Now it's in Vegas, which is also fun.
Probably fun.
A more expensive fun.
Yeah, that's
fair. When you go there, you see, these rookies, they'll come in. I think Luke Kennard actually is the one that I remember the most.
Yeah.
Luke Kennard came in looking like just an average dude, right? And then we go to Summer League the second year, and he came back and easily like it looked like 60 pounds of muscle was added in 1 year. And I was like, oh my gosh, the NBA workout routine is like insane.
We could beat Luke Kennard.
He's like one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
Listen,
you need.
Here's what I'm thinking, right? One hard foul, they're backing off. Or they're going to hard foul us, and we're hurt.
Yeah,
we are hurt bad.
They hard foul back.
That's when we have to get Martineau off the side and put him in, which is ideally not what we want to do.
Justin, I got one more question. When do we do a crossover episode where me and Casey jump on the driving dish?
We got to do it, man. We got to set it up. I want to get you on the podcast. We got to do it.
I'm not gonna lie. For a second there, I thought you were saying a crossover with WAPE. I was like, bro, we got to talk to like. It's not like this show. It's not like this show at all.
I don't get that. I don't have that permission.
Oh,
I gotta check with people. Like,
really?
there's.
I thought we were all family. Didn't say CMG. We all family.
We say that, but like
Be careful. Careful now. Turn the music on. We gotta go. We gotta go to break.
And I'm fired.
And find out on Monday if Kuz is still on WAPE. I don't know. I can't confirm. I can't deny. Justin, appreciate you sliding by. Feel free, by the way. We got one segment. You can stay. I will tell you. It's going to be a heated segment. We do it at the end on Fridays. It's called I Said What I Said. We can explain it to you in the break. Or you can go home because it is Friday at 5:45.
Okay.
So you make that decision and stay around to find out. He might be here, he might not, but nevertheless, I'm going to yell about Bryson DeChambeau on the other side of the break. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under. Key, J, and Max. Followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
At Community First, you're an owner, so you get better banking rates, fewer fees, and free digital tools. Own it at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Happy anniversary to them. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. I've had mine for a handful of years now. Absolutely love it at the house. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Right now you can take advantage of the $75 drain cleaning special. Call for details. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock bottom rates and apply now at one-to-one-fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you have a small business, Staples has your sign.
Banners for my bakery?
Staples has your sign.
Oh, posters for my new pet store.
Floor decals for a pharmacy.
Every day, Staples associates help every kind of small business create bold signs to make big impressions. And now get $10 off custom signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. This is your sign, so print it big at Staples. N72. Visit staplesconnect.com/thisisyoursign for details.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. About 5 minutes to go on a Friday. Then we send you away for the weekend. Me and Brian will be back. Justin Kuzar sticking around because once we told him, like, hey, you get to yell and be mean to people, he's like, oh, I actually have plenty of takes.
Oh, I
for
have
that.
more than enough takes.
Amen.
So, Brian, you want to give the people the rules? Because we usually do this on OT, right?
Yeah.
And then you can start or I can start.
Justin said he had multiple ones.
Oh,
but,
yeah, we'll let
but
Justin
you know
start.
what? Nah, actually, you know what, Casey? You go ahead and
boy.
start, though.
Oh, boy.
That way you can show him the correct way to perform the format of it, okay? Really quick, I said what I said, man. We got stuff on our mind. Like Casey said, you want to be mean to people. And then at the end of your statement, you just say my name, and I play our soundbite.
Yes.
I said what I said, okay? Casey Kurtz, give the people the format.
Sure.
Show them.
Yeah. Old friend Bryson. Bryson DeChambeau back in the news. Listen, I'm not mad at you for going to the LIV tour, no matter, or the Live Golf Tour, whatever you want to call it. I'm not mad at you, right? You do what you got to do. You take care of the family. Dustin Johnson, Lee Westwood, the boys, they're over there. Okay. No big deal. But do they think we care about Bryson DeChambeau? Like, do you think they think we're sad, like, as PGA Tour fans? Like, we're going to go home and cry about it? No. Thank God they took this man. Bryson DeChambeau, the bit is worn out. Not very good, injury prone, crybaby, all the things about Bryson DeChambeau, and we don't have to deal with it on the PGA Tour. I'm excited. I like watching golf, and I don't have to watch Bryson disrespect people, hit driver into the woods, then hit some long iron that's nowhere near the hole, and then get mad at the putter when he three putts. Just go, Bryson. Just go. We don't need you. We'll catch you on YouTube because that's where the Live Golf Tour is, by the way. If you didn't know, it's free on YouTube. But that's not the point. Bryson DeChambeau officially leaving. The graphic was made from the Live Golf Tour. And all I got to say is this. Bye-bye, Brian Middleton.
I said what I said.
Don't come back. We ain't need you here no more. Justin?
Okay. So mine is not sports related.
That's actually better.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I was worried about that. I was like, oh, wait, I might have not read the fine print.
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
you're good.
I came in with a non-sports related
You
one.
got it.
So here's the thing. There are a lot of shows on streaming services right now. A lot of ones that are kind of like coming out with episodes as we go. An example would be on Disney Plus, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You've got Stranger Things on Netflix. You got The Boys on
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. There you go.
Oh, you watched The Boys?
That's a good show.
Okay.
Yeah, that first season, scene in episode or in season 3 was pretty.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, okay. If you know, you know.
That's true.
For real, no, dead serious. But what I hate is we don't have set rules on when you can or cannot post spoilers or talk about spoilers. I've already had Stranger Things ruined for me.
Oh.
And 2 of the episodes aren't even out. So like,
how do you know?
A meme.
I'll take your word for it.
A meme. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but I had a meme set for it, and it ruined the whole thing. I'm like, oh well, why do I even want to watch these hour and 10-minute long episodes? 5 of them.
Yikes.
Just to see what I already know.
That's fair.
So my thing is, maybe it's not like I said what I said, but maybe it is like we need to establish some ground rules of when we can and cannot be posting spoilers on social media.
I like it.
Do I have to say my name?
No, his name.
Oh, Brian Middleton.
I said what I said.
Perfect. You're an answer.
That's a great job.
Middleton,
back, no.
What do we got?
Yeah, we're gonna bust through this break. Okay, so normally I write this down, but I feel so passionate about this right here, Casey Kurtz. And it's amazing because it's about Major League Baseball, and that's not my sport.
You hate it.
I think it's slow.
It is.
Dry.
It might be.
Boring.
My Phillies are rolling though.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm passionate about this, especially after the disrespect that Casey Lamont Kurtz showed this squad. And I feel like I'm slowly having to adopt them as a team. I don't want to, but I think Casey's going to make me have to.
Oh, boy.
The New York Yankees are going to be your World Series champs this year.
Oh, my
Sometimes the simplest answer is the correct one. The Yankees got the best record in the league. It's been like that for months now. All I heard going into the season was that this was going to be a down year for the Yankees. I can pull up article after article. Oh, the Yankees ain't going to be that good. Look now, we in June, 41-16.
Yeah, it's June.
41-16.
It's June.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how the Rays doing?
Not that good.
I'm about to say, let's win then. Okay, then. So all I'm saying is this, man. And Judge is a beast. Huh?
He is.
They busting people head over the last 10, 8-2.
Down to the white meat.
Come on, somebody. There will be no more Yankee slander in my household. There'll be no more Yankee slander in ESPN 690, or else you're going to have to deal with me. Casey Kurtz, Justin Coussart.
I said what I said.
Well done. We're just going to keep rolling, by the way, because I got one more. I know Kuz has one more. You probably have one more. We're just going to keep rolling. As far as I mean, they can get me on the other side, I guess. I don't know. Badge might not work on Monday, but that's fine. Did you see the video of the Rangers fan attacking the Lightning fan? Did anybody see that? Did anybody see that video?
I'm trying to look it up now. No.
It was not a good situation. So now I want to talk to the Rangers fans. I know this puts you in a bad spot, Kuz, so just don't share this part for the Rangers fans that you are friends with.
Married to. Yeah.
Is she watching, do you think?
I don't know.
Our show?
Listen, she knows I talk about her sometimes, so she might be watching.
She's listening to Ape. Like, where is he? I'm so confused. Okay, so everybody besides Justin's lovely wife, Nicole, y'all just ain't good, man. Why are you attacking normal good people? He just wore a Lightning jersey, went to the game, wanted to have a good time, busted your team up sideways, 3-2, series over. It's a wrap. Back to New York and don't come back. But listen, we got to do better as a people. This is a world take, right? Just because I'm wearing a Lightning jersey doesn't mean you can hate me, right? You can hate what I stand for, which is the Lightning, but don't hate me. We got to be better. I'm spreading love on this program. That's what I try to do. I love everybody in this room and in the other side room that Brian is in, but moderately less, but not important. Anyway, we got to be better to each other. No fighting over sports teams or anything else for at least a year, and then the next time I see a video of 2 fans fighting, I'm probably going to retweet it. But that's not the point, Brian Middleton.
I said what I said.
Slow on the button there, Brian.
Yeah, you did it. It felt almost like you were going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because we say each other's first and last name all the time. My bad. That's my
fair.
fault. I'll be better next time. Justin Coussart, it's on you if you got another one.
I got one. It could be short, but there is a trend of people on social media saying that things give them the ick. The ick is like the thing that they say, like, oh, you did that gives me the ick. Oh, you're a Rangers fan, that gives me the ick. That's how they say it. I hate that saying so much
Okay.
I don't know where it came from, why it's a thing. I've told multiple coworkers that use it to never say it around me.
Okay.
And so that I said what I said. Brian Middleton.
I said what I said.
That's good. You got there?
Yo, last one.
Take
real
us
quick,
home, Brian.
Hey, man, this, apparently from the world of TikTok.
Oh, my God.
Somebody said
It's always TikTok.
that Coca-Cola can be healthy.
Oh,
somebody
with the balsamic vinegar?
Balsamic vinegar Coke.
I know
what are
about
we doing?
this.
My vocal
my
cords are about
God.
to burst open because I'm screaming because Coke is not healthy. I use Coke to wash down tacos.
Well, that's why you got to try the healthy one.
I use Coke to clean off my battery corrosion. I do not want healthy Coke. I don't want it anywhere near me. I don't even want balsamic now. Y'all disgust me. And I love TikTok. Don't you ever, look, listen, let me get calm with you. Don't you ever come with any other healthy, non-healthy drink again, or I'm going to do something about it.
I said what I said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we are, yeah, that was a good one. What a way to end on a Friday. And we are so out of time. It's not even funny. We were out of time 3 minutes ago. Coos, thanks for stopping by on a Friday. We appreciate you. Brian Middleton, well done today. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball coming up at 6:50. No OT, because frankly, I'm done talking for the week. We'll talk to you on Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
No way, man. You're not getting by me. You sure about that? Nice basket. Man, I am slowing down as I get older, but you're unstoppable. What's your secret?
I gotta tell you, taking Nugenix Total T makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix, that's the